Welcome back to the Lateforloadin podcast. I'm Chris. I'm here with my co-host Josh, and on this week's episode, we have one of my closest friends in the world, JT Cavey, singer of ERRA, formerly of Texas in July, where I spent an unfortunate amount of time for him. It wasn't unfortunate for me. It was unfortunate for him that he had to spend as much time with me as he had to be in Texas. So
first and foremost, Chris is doing everything he can to hold it together right now.
Yes,
he before we started this was whining, and I want everybody to know that he just wants everyone to feel so sorry for him because he was forced to fly red eye last night and he's miserable.
Listen, I wasn't even going to bring it up, so I don't want anybody to know shit. You did this, and that's on you.
Because you don't want everybody to know the true you. So
we're going to move on.
Right,
anyway, this week
enough.
We have JT Cavey, one of my favorite people in the world.
Guy.
I think that he is. I admire JT and his commitment to like his craft and always pushing himself to be better. When he joined Texas, we talked about this in the episode, but his first show with the band was our first day of Warped Tour 2013, and at that point, he had only played 6 shows in his life. So we threw him to the wolves right off the bat.
Poor fella, but what a way to start.
Yeah, totally. But the nerves, nerves.
Sure.
But from day one, we threw him to the wolves and we said, catch up, bud. And he did everything he could.
He swam against Michael Phelps, okay?
This is true.
If anybody's got any experience catching up, I think it's probably him.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm just saying. You're not going to beat him, so you're going to spend the most of your time practicing to catch up.
That is a completely valid point that I've got no way to fight back on.
One of my favorite things that he said, honestly, I was shocked. Being a Maryland guy, Michael Phelps was like, it was cool. I was like, now I kind of want to get his autograph on some he's swim trunks later.
He's not that cool. He's not that cool. Right. I promise.
Okay. I beg to differ. JT, you see what he really thinks about you.
Oh, he knows I love him. JT and I, much like our relationship between you and I, Josh, JT and I, our entire friendship is just fucking with each other.
Yeah.
And saying really mean things to each other, but we both know that we love each other. Anyway, JT's the fucking coolest. Anybody who has met him and spent time with him will tell you that he's just a giant sweetheart. Always looking to help somebody, always looking to make people laugh. He is quite the handyman and has saved Texas back in the day in many situations in fixing our trailer in the middle of the night because we dragged the chains or we dragged the connection for the lights and it broke and he had to hand solder them back together. He can do it all. He's a wild man, but he's the best. He goes into some pretty deep personal stuff and he opens up quite a bit on this episode actually. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting for everybody who listens. So I hope you enjoy this week's episode with JT Cavey of ERRA. Today's episode of Lateforloadin is sponsored by Rockabilia, your one-stop shop for officially licensed band merchandise. Our friends at Rockabilia just launched their 2025 exclusive Halloween collection, kicking it off with a limited collab with my band, The Ghost Inside. It's a full-on old-school AFI vibe design, and it looks insane on both the t-shirt and long sleeve. And as an added bonus, both versions glow in the dark.
Listen, this is limited and is only available until October 12th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not Eastern, not Pacific, but Central. No extras, no reprints. They're only printing what's ordered, so once the clock runs out, that's it. Orders ship the week of October 13th.
So hit up rockabilia.com, grab the Ghost Inside drop, or just browse around. Seriously, they've got everything. And don't forget, use the code LOAD, L-O-A-D, at checkout for 10% off. Now let's get into today's show. JT Cavey or Joe Tom Cavey or Cave Nasty, whatever you want to go as. Welcome to the Lateforloadin podcast. I appreciate you being here, man.
My pleasure.
What does JT stand for?
Joseph Thomas.
Joe
Okay,
Tom.
fair. Okay, all right.
Timothy.
Joe Tom is what everybody who sees JT in public should call him from now on because he loves it. He told me that.
Joe Tom fixes your car.
Hey, he might.
Well, this is something we'll get into a little bit later, but that's not out of the question for you.
Might not, yeah. So, fun fact, this very camera that I use, I purchased from you.
Yes.
Did you know it was going to be for this?
I rubbed it on my balls before I shipped it to you.
Yeah, if you're affiliated with Chris, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
True.
Makes a ton of sense. He probably made you do that. He probably paid you to do it.
It was a stipulation for the shipping.
It was. I've been outed, but that's okay. I can live with that.
There was
I
a
don't know if
checkbox at USPS. So was it like, did you rub your balls on these?
And
I checked that box.
I don't know if y'all tried this yet. Alani knew Witch's
that's what
Brew.
we were talking about the other day.
It's the caramel apple flavor. And
That's the one I don't like.
Oh my God.
I can't do
Who
it.
doesn't like caramel apple?
Yo,
I like caramel apple. I just don't like
got
that
it
flavor.
in both sizes. Because
so
I knew that
profitable.
I needed 1.5 of these for this episode. So
That's insane. You're
Only half
you're
a
a
heart
crazy
attack.
person. All right. Well, when Josh drops dead, me and JT will just finish
You
the
just take
conversation.
over.
Then,
That's fine.
Wait, I mean, I can't say shit. I just threw away my monster.
I mean, I took my Adderall this morning with a cup of coffee and then made another one before we started
Chris
this. So
just-
we're all going to die
Yeah,
together.
we're starting 37 minutes late because Chris had to make the world's largest cup of coffee.
It's more so because I had to pick up my daughter from preschool, but that's okay. You can blame it on me.
Don't
That's
try
fine.
and
But the
pretend
kids-
like you're a good parent.
All right, that's fair. I'm not going to fight you on that. Let's move on. Let's move on. Maybe ask our guests some questions.
Go
Jesus
ahead.
Christ, Josh.
Go ahead. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you.
All right, here's the deal. We've spent a lot of time together, so I know a lot of things about you. But for people listening to the podcast who somehow may not know who you are,
I don't know shit.
so like where are you from? You're a fellow Marylander, correct? But where at in
Correct.
Maryland are you
Dang,
originally
really?
from?
I was born and raised in Smyrna Park, which is like a small suburban
Yep.
town, Anne Arundel County, right off the Chesapeake Bay. Moved around a little bit in the county, did Arnold for a bit, worked in Annapolis, lived in Annapolis, lived in Linthicum for a hot second, and then recently I moved to Baltimore. Well, even between that, I lived in Birmingham for 5 years, came back, lived in Baltimore, and then actually just moved to Lancaster. So now I'm a PA boy.
For a non-army brat, you've sure moved all over the place.
Yeah, I guess so.
I
pretty
am
crazy.
so fascinated with Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
He is, dude. He thinks that every time Lancaster comes up, he has to talk about the Amish.
The Amish is
he's
so-
amazed by
I mean-
the Amish lifestyle.
It's insane.
There's not much Amish in the city.
In Lancaster proper, but like the Lancaster
Yeah.
County and like all that stuff. Is,
Although
Man.
it's everywhere.
anytime I go more east, I run into a horse and buggy.
It is the craziest thing.
Or see
I was-
the remnants of one passing by with like a big trail of horse shit.
shit.
Yeah.
I was driving one day in the rain through there, and this lady is just trucking along on her horse and buggy, just with a blanket over her lap, just getting just pissed all over. It was wild, and it's just so fascinating to me. It's so fascinating. I wish
He
they make a
brings it up
documentary
at
on it.
every single opportunity he gets. He brings up the Amish. So I think that he
Dude.
should go be part of the Amish.
I would try
He
it.
should do a reverse Rumspringa and go be with the Amish.
I would
My
try
favorite
it.
thing is seeing like an 8-year-old operate a vehicle
Dude,
like
it's
the
wild.
size of a monster truck on
Yeah,
the same road as all the
I-
cars.
You mean like Adam's neighbors across the street?
Yeah, basically.
The Mennonite family across the
Yeah,
street
yeah, yeah.
driving a giant farm vehicle at like 5 years old.
Dude, just
They
like,
should make a TV
proud of
show
you.
that like a Survivor show, but that you had to go be Amish for like X amount of time.
I would do that because I would probably learn so much sick carpentry stuff.
Yeah.
You being the handyman type you are, JT, I do feel
Yeah.
like you would probably actually enjoy that.
That would
I
be.
would-
I would sign up for that pretty quickly.
I feel
wanna
like you would
try it.
struggle with the lack of technology because you are a techie guy.
Yeah,
but I feel like if you knew
no
that there
way.
was an end time in sight and you could just absorb the handyman knowledge, I do feel like you would actually crush on a TV show like that.
I might be the laziest Amish person, but
You know what? A lazy Amish person's still more productive than us regular folks. So it is
Probably.
what it is.
What was your household like growing up? Was there music always around, or is it something that you later found yourself into?
actually, yeah, there was music always. My parents loved to spin vinyl. A lot of disco from my mom. My dad would play like AC/DC. There's some Van Halen in the house. It's like Janet Jackson, Little Feat. They also spun Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. So there's like comedy vinyl going around.
Interesting.
We would like run around and dance. I have a twin brother, and him and I before. All right, let's not overcomplicate this, but I have a trans. Hold on, I gotta explain this. I have a trans sibling who
Okay.
transitioned from a girl to a guy. So at the time, my sister and I and my twin brother, I know it can get confusing. So we would always run around the house and dance. And I mean, we did Sunday school singing. We did singing in elementary school. I joined an all-male choir in high school. But I didn't really get into music in like the touring world until my 20s. So like all this stuff, what I do now is like pretty new.
So
not new anymore.
Going to metal
new.
shows and all that didn't happen as a kid?
Kinda. I was like a student athlete, so I was pretty busy.
Okay.
What was your school life like? Like, were you a jock? Were you a dork? Were you a cool kid? You were a jock? Okay.
No, I was like a prep. But I hung out with like everybody. Like I was like kind of a chameleon.
Sure.
I connected more with the nerds and the dorks, but I was associated with like the academic jocks, I guess.
Yeah, you were an athlete, so it gives you the easy in there. But we all know deep down on the inside, you're a dork.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you beat up guys like Chris and I then?
No, not
okay.
I think I've only gotten into one.
He's a gentle soul.
Physical fight, and that was with a friend of mine, and we're friends still.
I'm surprised you didn't beat me up at any point.
Me too.
I respect you too much.
I definitely deserved it at multiple points, though, but we don't have to go there right now. We can get into that later.
I do remember one incident, but we're adults and we hashed it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what incident you're talking about, and I feel still to this day it eats me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
You just it was like one of those circumstances, and I actually still have this problem today, is where I'm not expressing or sharing what I'm dealing with internally, and then that translates in a way to the people around me that is not well received, or can become off either abrasive or just confusing. And it's like, it just creates this conflicting environment for people, especially when you're in a touring space. You really need to be like clear with everybody and not passive aggressive. And if you're having a bad day, just say it, so you don't like get like a tongue lashing and like be like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? At least they know that you're like, hey, I'm not really feeling friendly today. I'm going through it. Just if I come off as rude or short, this is why.
Are you talking about we had just gotten into a hotel room and we got into a spat and you like walked off and I came and found you and apologized? Yeah. And so it was on JT's first, technically second tour, but first tour. First tour as the singer of Texas in July, which is something we'll get into later on. And Texas was going through a really turbulent time in general, which was just stressful to begin with. And this is something I've said to many people in my personal life, but I'll just own it to the public because it's the truth. But like, I am pretty embarrassed of the person that I was pre like 25, 26. You know,
be.
Like
we all should be though, probably.
I just feel
probably
like
was too.
I definitely was.
Damn. I'm still to this day not always great at handling my emotions in a, I don't know what positive, but like in a healthy manner. We'll just say it like that. And I definitely had a tendency to like go from 0 to 100 really fast. And JT got caught on the other side of that for no reason. And in the moment I was so pissed and annoyed. And as soon as he walked out of the room, I immediately went, that was fucking dumb. I'm an asshole. I immediately went and found him and apologized. And still to this day, when I think about it, it fucking really bums me out that I'm like super embarrassed by it.
Probably because it probably hurts
some
more
of
than
those
I'm
moments.
very nice to you.
Yes, I know. Yes, is that A, that you're very nice to me, but B, that you're a genuinely good friend and I love you. And
Thank you.
all the other stuff, and like you're a good friend. It would not bother me so much if you were an asshole, but the fact is that you're not an asshole. And so that makes it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. Anyway,
we probably all have moments like that, though.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that also too. I'm also, just while we're on the subject, am not proud of. And I, interestingly enough, had a call with one of my young bands yesterday and talked to them about this. We talked for an hour and a half. It was all 4 of the band members and me, and we talked about, you know, especially being on tour. It's very difficult if you are not used to it or it's new to you, because you're basically being asked to coexist in a bubble with X amount of people, and you don't get that personal space. And I was trying to stress to them that some of my biggest regrets and my biggest mistakes came from not communicating. And if you can learn to communicate, it makes things so much easier and so much better.
yeah. Absolutely.
Are definitely all aware of the cultural shift of like men having to kind of sit down with their emotions and their feelings. I mean, it took like until my 30s to even realize that I had a lot of shit to process, even with my life being like pretty good mostly. Not a lot of like true trauma, I would say. But there's still things that I've been affected by and not like recognize. And it took dating a very emotional girlfriend to realize that there's a lot more depth to men, and we don't talk about it enough. We're not really taught how to process this stuff at an early age because it's just different. But now there's like more of an invitation to express ourselves,
right?
And like an open door to like be emotional and cry and show like vulnerability when maybe you're as a teenager you were like told and taught to be rock solid Superman,
right? It came up. I forget whose episode this came up on. Also, it might have been Balls, the first episode we did, but talking about how like that's a generational thing, right? Like, we were raised by a generation of parents who
I've met your dad.
Yes,
I know what he's like.
Yes, and to be fair, even these days, he's softened up a lot, and he's much more of the mindset that we're discussing now. But it took him a while to get there. But we were raised by a generation of parents who, like, socially, that just wasn't something that anybody talked about, let alone men. And so it's not until now that like I feel like our generation, who are, you don't have kids, but like Josh and I have kids, people of our age range raising children are now starting to try to like kind of break that trend, which I think is great.
For me, it's a weird fine line because this is going to probably sound ridiculous. I don't want my son to grow up soft, but I also want him to grow up comfortable expressing his emotions.
That's not weird at all. I think that's a totally valid concern.
Because I grew up
for men or women in general.
My dad is still not soft.
Sure.
He would probably be the last person I would call if I was having an emotional breakdown, just because he just is not that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Like, we never have those type of conversations, and because he was raised that men don't cry.
Right.
That was how he was raised.
I mean, that was the cultural thing at the time.
Anyway, where I was going with that before it took us on a completely different was that those moments that you realize, shit, I shouldn't have said that. That's how we grow, though. You know,
absolutely.
You have to experience those type of situations, even though you might not be proud of them. It says, okay, well, you can process the fact that, okay, the way that I just handled that probably didn't make him feel very good, and I don't want somebody to feel like that because of something that I did. So now in the future, oh shit, I almost knocked my lawn into over. That'd be real bad. In the future, I don't want to act like that again.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just part of it,
Getting back to you being a competitive athlete type, you ended up actually swimming competitively in college, right?
Well, don't go there. You're going too far. What other sports? What other sports did you do, like through high school and shit? Or were you always swimming?
No, I started with co-ed baseball when I was like real young.
Yeah,
I hated it. I was not good at baseball.
That was the only sport I was good at.
Me too.
Really?
I loved it.
I'm pretty sure I got in trouble for pushing a girl over.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think I was at first and I wanted to keep running bases, and she was on second, and I think I pushed her over. Like get out of my way.
How old are we talking here? Was this
6.
like last year or something?
I'm really, really sorry to that girl. I don't know who you are, but I hope you're okay. And then at 8, I did lacrosse and swimming at the same time. And I did lacrosse up until high school. And I did swimming up until I was about 19. Played a little bit of rugby here and there.
Oh, wow.
Can we agree real quick that lacrosse might be the most stereotypical jock sport ever? I don't know why, but it just feels like the most stereotypical jock sport to me. I feel like lacrosse teams and lacrosse dudes are like the most bro-y jocks possible.
Okay, that is more what it is. I think if you play lacrosse, you are more likely to fit the lacrosse player stereotype than any other sport. Maybe hockey. Hockey players kind of have a stereotype too.
Hockey,
but I wouldn't say it's as negative.
Yeah, I feel like when I think hockey players, I'm just like, I don't want to fuck with that guy. They're going to kill me. When I think lacrosse player,
too.
Yes. When I think lacrosse, when I think lacrosse, I'm thinking about dudes doing keg stands every weekend. You know what I mean?
I've unfortunately met a lot of unlikable lacrosse players in my day, so it definitely kept me farther away from the sport.
Chris, are you stereotyping?
I'm stereotyping.
He played lacrosse, so he can say it, and my wife also played lacrosse.
Yeah.
So I don't know that gives me any right to say it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
We also played in a region where like the best lacrosse players come out of the country. Like Maryland just puts out like the sickest athletes as far as that sport goes. Field hockey too. So I'm like at a national level, I probably could have played college, but like comparatively, I'm playing against kids who got full rides to like Duke, North Carolina, like Loyola, wherever, Maryland, like the best of the best. So I was like, okay, but I was definitely much better at swimming.
And so now you ended up going to college.
Sorry,
to be a competitive. No, it's totally fine to be a competitive swimmer. At what point did you swim against fucking Michael Phelps?
Oh, you did. I was going to ask about Michael Phelps.
Twice.
That makes sense, though.
It's not like an accomplishment. It's more of like a coincidence.
No, well, it's just
but
it's
two
just a
Maryland
cool
dudes. It makes sense.
It's a cool anecdote at the very least, you know.
So he swam for North Baltimore Aquatic Center, which is NBAC, the Fighting Tomatoes.
Oh, that's a terrible mascot.
So different, like kind of like different conferences. I was on a YMCA club team. He was on a USA swimming team. But there's these invitationals where you can like make qualifying times to swim for like a larger event. And there was 2 occasions where he was at one. This is when he was like trying to qualify for the Olympics.
So was that pre-college then?
Oh yeah.
You swam against him?
I was not in the pool at the same time on one of them, but I think on the second one I was on one of the invitationals. I think I was like 11 or 12, 13. He was probably 16.
Oh, okay.
It's been too long, but I remember him being there, and I remember him being a full pull length done before anybody else.
I was going to ask if he's that good.
Yeah, I mean, he is the most decorated athlete of all time as far as medals go.
Wild.
Well, at the time, I mean, that could be changed now, but I feel like that would have made the news, and I haven't heard otherwise.
So you actually, weirdly enough, you went to, what was the name of the school? It was in Lancaster, right?
Yeah, Franklin Marshall. I went there for a year, and then I didn't. Long story.
We don't have to go into that.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird that you would move away from home to go to college in Lancaster and then eventually end up back in a band based out of Lancaster. It's just wild.
Then leave. And then my girlfriend moves to Lancaster, and then I move in with her, and now we live in Lancaster. Yeah, something about this city is always
drawing you back.
Yeah, every time.
It's the Amish donuts,
I guess. I do love it here. I mean, I haven't been here for too long, but I've always had a soft spot for the city, and now living here, I'm just like, I like it here. This is nice.
I didn't spend a ton of time in Lancaster proper through the Texas in July years, but it still feels like second home to me in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like anytime I play in Lancaster, it feels like a home show almost. Going up to visit the guys. Yeah. Something about it just feels comfortable and familiar for sure.
Yeah.
So what did you do after you left college for that 1 year then?
I went there for swimming, and long story short, I got kicked off the swim team for getting caught drinking during the dry season of swimming because I was pledging a fraternity. So yeah, I was full bro.
You outed yourself. It wasn't me.
Yeah. And I came home and I like tried to do like a life reset. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life now. Because I thought I was going to be like some sort of like crazy student athlete. I was training for Olympic qualifiers when I was in college. Yeah, got kicked off the team, flunked out of school. My parents were like, that school is expensive. We're not doing that again. And I said, okay, that's fair. So I started paying for school, went to Anne Arundel Community College for a little bit, and then I fell into music. And yeah, that's it. Here we are.
How did music make its way in there? Do you remember that exact moment?
Well, I wasn't swimming anymore, and I was looking for something like I needed an outlet. Like being in the pool and competitive sports was a great outlet for me. And I was always into music and obsessed with music. Like I listened to, probably the same bands you listened to in the early 2000s. And, my iPod was always full. The thing was always on me. And I came across like covers, and when YouTube came around, people were doing like vocal covers. Mm-hmm. So I think on my drives to work in my 20s, I was like just messing around in the car, trying to scream. And then one day something clicked, and thought about those covers, and I was thinking I could do that. And I did 200 covers over 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And then the end of 2013, I got a call from Chris while I was at work, and I tried out for Texas in July, and that was it.
Yeah, and that was something I was gonna bring up.
A lot of details got taken out, but that's like a whole different podcast episode.
I mean, we'll get into a little bit because a lot of what we do here is trying to like, talk about people's journey and how they got to where they are today. And I do think that some of that is definitely important to talk about where you're currently at. So you talked about doing covers and stuff, and how long were you playing? And you were in a band called Above All, correct? When I called you to fill in for Texas?
Not that I wouldn't want people to know. I just don't want people to search for it.
I'll bleep out the name.
No, you can't. You don't have to. It exists. It's nice to go back and see where it came from. I actually re-listened to that EP the other day, and I was like,
"Look, people go and find
Behold."
People go and find Behold the Flood shit and bring up to me all the time. Look, I'm outing my old local band right now too. Yeah, dude, I haven't gotten that because no one in their right mind wants that. But you weren't in that band for very long, though, right? Like you'd only played a handful of shows before I gave you that call, right?
Yeah, I forget how I met Aaron Shenning. I think it was like just going to local shows. Like in high school, I had a high school friend named Scott who would bring me to a lot of shows. He was into like Say Anything and Yellow Card, and I found Norma Jean. Went to a Norma Jean show.
Nice.
I think I saw Say Anything like 6 times. That was like his favorite band. This was at Record Theater in Towson.
Nice.
Classic.
Yeah.
Have you been there since they reopened it?
No. They reopened?
Yeah, they
did. They apparently
shit.
fully remodeled and everything.
What's the
and
cap
it's open
now?
again. I think it's still like 700 or whatever it was before,
Okay.
but apparently it's much cleaner and like nicer PA and stuff.
It felt
supposedly
so big when we were kids.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
700.
I've done that a bunch of times this past year. Like, when TGI was doing the summer festival circuit, all the one-off shows in between, because you have to do club shows to fill space between the festival dates, and going back to these like undersell venues that back in the day with Texas, I would have felt like they were fucking massive, and going in now and being like, really, this is it? Like, it's wild to think about how your perspective changes after a while.
I
It's
saw
wild.
Disturbed at the Record Theater. Chris, were you there?
That's crazy.
It to this day is one of my favorite intros that I've ever seen, and I've looked it up, tried to find it on YouTube, and I cannot find it.
Is it back when he was still coming out in the straitjacket?
Yes, and he sat in a
straitjacket, yeah.
He sat in a electric chair,
electric chair.
and they had
They
the
wheel him
strobes
out.
and shit. Oh, it was so fucking cool. It was so
No,
cool.
Joshua was not at that show, much like every other show you went to without me back in the day.
And
saw
I have
all
a
the sick
ticket
bands.
stub. I
Yeah,
have
it's
a
all
ticket
good.
stub
Yep.
that David
Cool.
Draymond signed that day.
Awesome. Cool. All right, moving on, because I don't care.
All right.
I'm totally not still harboring ill will that you had all this fun without me. It's all good.
It was
It's all
a great
good.
show. It was Disturbed, I think.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's still going
Cold
through it. He's still going through
and
it.
Dope was on that show.
Cold. I'm such a sucker for Year of the Spider.
I love that band.
You know what? That record is good. I have a very soft spot for the record after that I feel like didn't give,
I don't even know the
didn't get
record
much.
after it.
It's called a different
a different kind of pain.
It's called A Different Kind of Pain, and I think
So
it's actually, I think it's a better record than Year of the Spider, and it just didn't get the love.
All right, I'm gonna go re-listen to that record. Then.
It's a really good record,
Dude,
Okay.
Cold holds up to this day.
I saw him recently.
Really?
Never
it good?
seen him live. They did a couple reunion shows. They played Rockville or maybe Incarceration.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, I thought you meant Rockville, Maryland. I was like, where the fuck did they play in Rockville,
No,
Maryland?
no.
Okay, welcome to Rockville. Got it.
The first time I ever went on a tour bus, that dude brought me on their tour bus and gave
Scooter?
me one of one of those little dress things that he used to wear all the time.
That's awesome.
We shared a trailer. It was Cold on one side and Air on the other.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Dude, that would have been so bad for them if it was
somebody in their band. I don't know
dude,
who it was.
if it was TGI, it would have been me and Andrew, like heads in their dressing room all day long, bothering the shit out of them.
Yeah, that dude was like one
Just
of my
humming
favorites.
"Stupid Girl."
Oh yeah, we would have ruined their day for sure, for sure. Who were some of your early influences when you were first getting into like rock and metal and shit and starting to go to shows? Like, what bands were like getting you excited back then? Because you and I share a pretty intense love for like the early 2000s metalcore stuff.
So those bands were Killswitch, As I Dying, Trivium, basically any Roadrunner band at the time.
Yeah.
What was the other label? Tooth and
Trust Kill?
Tooth and Nail. Trust Kill. No, Trust Kill.
There's Trust Kill, Solid State, Victory.
Victory.
Tooth and Nail was that's for Under Oath's label.
Yeah, well, Solid State, Tooth and Nail, same label, kind of.
Yeah.
But what was the other? Ferret was big also.
Oh,
Ferret
I think
was-
In Flames and maybe the Agony Scene was on Ferret.
And Remember Never was for sure on Ferret.
Remembering Never was sick.
Agony Scene was Roadrunner. In Flames was, I think, Century.
Central Media. That dude died. The singer of Remember Never, he died.
He did, yeah. Mean Pete passed away last year or the year before, I believe. I got to meet him at a New England Metal Fest, and he was the nicest guy. I went for being named Mean Pete, and I don't know anything about the guy other than the 2 seconds I talked to him.
He was not mean when I met him either.
He was not mean at all when I met him. Was exactly where I was going. I went up and I was like, "You don't know me at all. I'm not going to punish you. I'm not going to fanboy too much. I just want you to know that, like, I love your band. It had a huge impact on me. Thank you for putting out the music you put out into the world." And he was just
perfect.
He was super appreciative, and we went our separate ways. But yeah, very nice guy. And it's
He
very
also
sad
played
that
in a
he's not
hardcore
around
band
anymore.
called Ex Bishop X.
Yes, I remember
And
that band
they
too.
played here one time, and I went to that show. That's when I met him.
Before those bands, though, I think the one band that really stood out. Like my mom showed me a Disturbed song when I was like 11.
Right.
So that started with that. In early high school, late middle school, I had this friend Ryan who showed me A Day to Remember and Senses Fail at the same time.
Wow.
So, and he was a big like Drive-Thru Records guy.
Yep.
Early November. I want to say not Simple Plan, but Newfound Glory was maybe Drive-Thru at some point.
I don't remember.
But like that alternative emo kind of scene was like not something I was familiar with. So I think Senses Fail, like Let It Unfold You, that record was like the first record I was truly obsessed with. And then eventually just got heavier and heavier and heavier. Found Slipknot, found Black Dahlia Murder. The rest is kind of history.
Crazy. I mean, it's a slippery slope like that. My dad showed me Metallica, a friend in middle school that I actually met Josh through, Kirill. Josh, if you remember him.
Oh, wow, I forgot about him.
He showed me Slipknot, and then I felt like a week later, mine and Josh's mutual friend, Darren, that we were in a band with, I was like 12 years old, and he sent me Decapitated Spheres of Madness.
Oh,
and I'm like,
dude.
Pretty crazy
Hell
to go. Metallica, Slipknot, Decapitated in like a 1 week period. But like from there on, it's just like, all right, well, metal's my thing. This is what I'm into now.
Dude, I can't imagine what I would have been like if I heard Meshuggah when they like were putting those records out actively.
Yeah.
I didn't even listen to Metallica until like late too. But like I'm obsessed with Meshuggah now, and they've been putting out music since the 90s.
I heard Meshuggah for the first time in my freshman year of high school on a Headbangers Ball compilation CD. They were the last track on the record, and it was Rational Gaze, and I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I was like, no band will ever be more sick than this, you know?
Yeah. I mean, At the Gates put out that
Slaughter of the Soul.
Yeah, in like the 90s.
Yep, and that's basically
insane.
That record is basically what shaped all of the early metalcore. I mean, it's Killswitch riffs, As I Lay Dying riffs. It all came from that record.
Yeah.
Yep. It's wild.
How did your family feel about you making this fairly extreme pivot from, competitive swimming to now I'm going to tour in a metal band?
They handled it pretty well. Like they didn't handle. I was kind of I was the child that had the most weight put on them for academics and sports.
Yeah.
So I felt guilty for a long time.
I can understand that.
My therapist loves to bring this shit up with me.
That's actually what we are.
Yeah, I can see
you
that.
can. We're gonna bill you after this.
Yeah, but I can't kiss you guys, so that sucks.
Oh, fair.
Shit, you're right.
Got to get a new therapist, I guess.
Yep.
What was that question again?
How did your parents feel about you making the switch to music?
He got too excited about the kissing thing. I was like, fuck, I derailed him.
They didn't care. It was more of like, as long as I was in school and working, it had something going on. Because like the whole family kind of took a life pivot. Like my parents got divorced in 2009. My sister was transitioning into my brother, my actual twin. He was going through stuff. Like, so the whole family was just like, papers thrown up in the air, like everybody's trying to figure their shit out. Everybody's great now. Both my brothers rock. Everybody's very happy. everybody was kind of on their own journey, and I was trying to figure out what the hell I was doing with my life.
I mean, they weren't not supportive, were they? Like, they didn't like try to talk you out of it or anything?
No, it was just more of like, they didn't get it.
I mean, how could they, you know?
Nobody,
I mean, I'm literally screaming in my mom's basement like 2 hours after work every day for fun. The neighbors knew about it. They didn't love it. But I figured out how to like make it a thing, and I would express to my mom that like, hey, like, people are watching these, like, it's getting traction. This is actually working. I didn't know it would land me to where I am today, but I needed something that was a creative outlet to, you know, get my gears turning. Feel like I was doing something.
Sorry, I mean, cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was the YouTube stuff. So I was like,
I was going to say, did you think of that as like it's just a creative outlet, or were you thinking this is like a marketing thing for myself and my skills, like, or was it literally just a fun thing for you to like let off steam and whatnot?
Not at first, but then I don't know. I'm pretty analytical about stuff in life, so I looked at it. I started to see like different end games with this. I was like, well, I would like to do music stuff, and I've learned how to scream. Like, maybe I could be in a band. Yeah. So I followed a couple listened to like a lot of mid-sized bands, like bands that are playing like at most like 600, 800 cap rooms. So what I was doing is I was waiting for bands to put out singles that I liked, and I would cover those. And I want to say like I kind of was tactical. You know, I would play off of like the new single hype bands, bands in spheres that got a lot of like commentary and traction. So I was like looking at Adalia and Gideon and The Ghost Inside.
Am I remembering correctly that The Ghost Inside, this is before I was in the band, but saw one of your covers and had you come on stage and sing a song with them at Record Theater of all places?
Yes. Ironically, to the audience that doesn't know this, The Ghost Inside was one of my favorite bands for so long, and then when Texas in July broke up, Chris went to join them. So
which ruined the band for him forever.
No, not at all. So it's just super ironic that like a band that I would say is a big source of my foundation and my roots, I'm now friends with, and my friend is in the band. It's just like, it's just really full circle. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, life's weird like that.
But yeah, the first time I was ever on stage and like with a good amount of people was guest vocals for Between the Lines at Record Theater.
Was that even before?
It was 2012.
Was that even before Above All and all that too?
Correct.
Was that like literally your first time on stage, period?
I think so.
That's
there was
crazy.
another occasion where I did a Gideon's thing.
Just don't know which one was
song.
before the
Gutter,
other.
maybe Gutter. I don't know.
Sure.
I can't remember which one was first. I want to say Gideon was first, actually, but
we'll give it to the Gideon
one was a Sonar.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you are a full-on Baltimore dude.
Oh yeah.
What is that like to spend so much time and effort into swimming and have it not work or not, and then have to go like restart?
It was a rug pull, but
did you have a minute of like, what the fuck do I do now, or did you just like immediately pick up the pieces and you know, start moving forward?
I actually appreciate that happened to me, because when you're put in situations where you're really tested and you're on your own dealing with it, like I was, and you know, you have to like really look deep within yourself and like be able to look at yourself in the mirror and live with the choices that you've made and what you're going to do about it and how you're going to prevail through these times. And that is an invaluable experience that I had growing up. And looking back, I definitely wouldn't change anything, because it taught me so much about myself. It taught me how to deal with like turmoil and those types of situations, how to deal with a rug pull, how to deal with a complete 180, and how to analyze the situation and figure out how to get through and get it on the other side of it. So like those moments of like character testing is huge for anybody. So
yeah, absolutely.
I definitely encourage people to not try to have their life kind of like derailed, but do not be afraid to experience failure and experience change, because it will teach you a lot and you'll grow a lot from it.
I've gone through periods of like getting really into self-helpy guru people.
Yeah.
Typically when I feel like I'm hitting a rut in life, I admittedly fall into like watching videos from self-help people and like reading self-help books and stuff. And a lot of it is like, don't be afraid to fail. Like failure is not the end. It's an opportunity
Fucking hard,
for
though, man.
Oh yeah, it's very hard to swallow, but it's the whole thing is that it's an opportunity for accelerated growth because you'll never learn more about a subject or an activity or yourself. You'll never learn more than when you're failing at that one thing or feel like you're failing. And it's like if you are willing to put in the work, like that is an opportunity for extreme growth for sure.
I think one of the things that makes me tick is I have this like hunger for feeling valuable to like other people, and I love helping people. So like feeling valuable, like kind of feeds into that. So with that like thirst for knowledge, I don't ever mind being wrong or figuring out something or learning something new because it just makes me feel empowered and feel more useful and more able to be more helpful to people around you.
So you touched on me calling. Oh. You didn't touch me. You touched on me calling you.
Touching you.
To fill in for Texas in July when Alex left. What was going through your head when I called you that day? Did I call or did I text you? I don't remember.
I know exactly where I was.
Okay.
Wow.
I was backwashing the pump at Mears Marina in Annapolis where I was working. And I picked up my phone and it was you. And I forget what I told the office, but I said I had to go home for the day. I might have lied. I don't remember if I told the truth or not, but I immediately left work and I went home and tracked like Cry Wolf.
You Cry Wolf and I think Hook Line.
Eventually,
So
Center.
basically, I called you, asked you if you'd be interested in filling in, and then also asked you if you would.
I was ecstatic.
Do covers for a couple songs so we could hear your voice on our stuff.
I think I had known who you were through the grapevine, but like I didn't know much about you. It's like
there's not much to know, to be fair.
I was familiar with you at least. Yeah.
Shithead. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, it's real easy to learn all of that.
I just knew you had a lot more hair than I did.
Oh, back then, yes, but I was compensating for the fact that I had a receding hairline and I didn't want to let it go for a long time. But now I've just
why do you think I have
that,
a beanie on?
Now I've just accepted I'm an old piece of shit with the graying hair that's falling out. I'm going to have to go do the turkey trip here at some point in the future.
Go ahead. I'm telling you.
Dude,
I'm telling you.
You might have more than me.
What? Oh, I'm gray everywhere. It's dude. We don't have to. That itself.
You're like a
its own
salt and
podcast.
pepper shaker.
When you
I got hit by a
Turkey,
truck and I have kids, man. Give me a break.
When you want to go to Turkey, now hair time. We'll take care of you. I'm telling you.
All right. Well,
dude,
we might be chatting.
Connor and I said with all this time off, we should just all go get our hair done, and we just come with like hairlines, like starting.
Everybody's got the perfect line.
Yeah. Dude, we just all show up with like insane hair.
So speaking of touring and Texas in July, can we talk about what Warped Tour was like for you?
Was that your first tour, Warped Tour?
Yes.
Shit.
He had, I think, probably only played.
What year would that have been?
Less than 10. It was Warped 2013, and we only did the last 2 weeks of it.
Yeah, I wasn't on that one.
I did 6 or 7 shows with Above All, and those audiences are like the other bands playing,
right?
And
yeah, they're like classic
friends.
local show. Yeah,
and then my 7th or so show ever was like what? Kansas City,
something like that. I don't remember.
St. Louis, maybe.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember.
In front of like 300 people.
Yep, and
shitting myself.
And all of our friends who are on Warped who are coming to see us with a new singer for the first time.
Dude, seeing like Jake and Levi and
all
Dave
the like Malls
from
guys,
WeCar, yeah, just like all them, like what
JB from ABR,
yeah,
yeah, like everyone we were friends with on Warped was like,
yeah,
we got to go watch Texas with a new singer,
and
no
then I
pressure
get to go
at
watch
all.
Let Live every day and cry. Yeah, it was a wild experience.
What was it like? Because we put you through some pretty intense rehearsals prepping for that, trying to like, I guess, coach you up to what we felt like a singer for our band should be ready for. What was that? Annoying? Was it stressful?
No,
was it
I mean, you guys,
a pain in the ass.
No, you guys were great. Like, dude, I'm thrown into this is the whole thing about touring is like you're thrown into this circle of people where you all have this common goal and you barely know these guys.
Right.
Eventually, it's like this like the closest bond outside of like marriage you can have with somebody.
Yes.
Even though I feel like I'm married to 5 dudes.
You are. You've been in that band long enough now. You're definitely married to all of those guys.
Yeah. I know everything about them. But yeah, so like you just hope that you're not surrounded by some shithead or somebody that's going to screw you over. I was assuming that you guys were, you wanted to do this and you were hungry and you loved what you do and you had also had faith in me to, carry the torch. But yeah, I was terrified, and you did what you could to teach me. But the main thing that I lacked, and it's really hard to teach, is how to be a frontman. Because I could definitely scream and like exist on stage, but there's like a certain demeanor and character and how to command a crowd and banter and like all these little nuances about being a live performer, especially a frontman, that you cannot really teach. You have to
put in the
figure it
reps.
out. Yeah, it's all experience thing. Yeah, you do have to put in the reps, put the work in.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of our mindset of like, we knew you had the voice. We the other 4 of us didn't have it figured out completely ourselves by any means, but we at least had 3 years of full-time touring experience, and we're like, we got to try to do what we can to catch this guy up with the rest of us. So
how long did that take for you to find your confidence?
What confidence?
Well, I'll say
okay. How long
I still learn stuff about, like, I'm still adapting and learning every day.
Interesting.
That is one of my favorite things about you, is you care a lot about what you do.
That's because I beat myself up behind closed doors constantly.
Totally. And I think that that's normal for any
most of us
musician.
Yeah, we're our own worst critics for sure.
Yeah. I just feel like you just care a lot about what you do, both your technique with just your voice itself, or improving as a frontman, like you're saying, interacting with the crowd stuff. Like I feel like I could always sense from you that you like actually really care from that. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but at the last quote unquote last Texas in July show, where I didn't get to play, like the farewell show, I texted you that night after the show, and I was like,
I remember something really nice from you.
Just exactly. That, like, I was watching you on stage that night, which was only like a year and a half, maybe 2 years after you joined the band, was like watching a completely different human compared to your first show with us. And it was like, I watched you that night and I was like, okay, this guy is going to definitely do something big. Like, this is not the end for him. And I could see it happening in real time, like just in that short amount of time. So that might be the only compliment you get from me today.
What was what was the time span, just so people know what the short amount of time is?
July 2020.
So you joined Texas in July?
2013.
You joined Texas in July.
True.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Oh, no, it might have been August, actually, because it was the end of Warped Tour. Today's show is sponsored by Bestronix Pro Audio. Let's be real. Your rig is only as solid as the cables running through it. Whether you're touring the world or building out your dream setup at home, you need quality cables that won't let you down. That's where Bestronix Pro Audio comes in. BTPA specializes in full tour rig builds, custom cabling solutions, and if you're the hands-on DIY type, they've got bulk cable and connectors so you can wire up your own setup exactly how you want it. Everything they make is road-tested, built to last, and trusted by the pros. And because you're part of the Late for Load-In crew, BTPA is giving you 10% off your order. Just use the code LFLI10 at checkout and save on the best cables in the business. So don't let bad cables kill your tone or ruin your set. Hit up btpa.com, lock in that discount, and keep your rig dialed and ready for the road. Attention musicians and aspiring music industry folks. For nearly 2 decades, Launch Music Conference and Festival has been gathering thousands of musicians, industry professionals, and music fans together for a weekend of learning and playing together.
Launch focuses on industry education by day and live music by night, with over 100 acts over 3 nights and 2 days of educational panels and networking with some of the most learned, approachable, influential, and aspiring industry pros.
Get to Launch and launch your career to new heights.
Party with the most fun people in the world and see tons of bands across all genres.
Take part in Launch in Dallas, Texas, October 2nd through 5th, 2025, or Launch in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, April 23rd through 26th, 2026.
Submit to perform, register for the weekend, or get music passes and tickets now at launchmusicconference.com.
We all know that music isn't just sound. It's connection. It's healing. It's everything when you're feeling lost. That's why Late for Load-In is partnering with Heart Support, the nonprofit founded by Jay Klurs of August Burns Red to bring real, free peer support straight to you.
Are you feeling down and need someone to talk to? Just text Late for Load-In to 1-512-647-2871 and get connected with someone who understands. Someone who gets how music pulls us through the hardest times. It's totally free, totally judgment-free, and 100% about supporting you through the music we love.
And if you're in a good place right now, you can be part of healing the scene. Heart Support is looking for volunteer repliers, fans like you who want to help others through the power of music. You'll be trained to support fellow fans who are struggling and join a community built on connection, mental health, and the music that keeps us going.
And again, if you need support, text Late for Load-In to the number 1-512-647-2871. If you want to be support, sign up at heartsupport.com/volunteer. Together, we're making this scene stronger.
Today's episode is brought to you by you, our incredible listeners and patrons over at patreon.com/LFLIpod. By joining, you'll get early access to episodes, exclusive monthly giveaways featuring rare memorabilia from Josh and I's time on the road, and access to our patron-only music review and reaction live streams. But that's not all. You'll also get into the Late for Load-In Road Crew Discord, where you can connect with fellow fans, submit guest requests, and drop your questions for the show. The best part? It's just $1 a month. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep the show rolling, head over to patreon.com/LFLIpod and join the road crew today. Now, back to the show.
No, we did mid-July. I know the date. It was July 23rd.
Wow. Okay. I'm impressed because I don't remember shit.
That feels right.
Anyway, it was the summer of 2013,
yeah,
and then the farewell show. The farewell show was December of 2015.
Okay.
Correct.
So about a year and a half.
Yeah. I wasn't wrong. I just lied.
and honestly, in that year and a half, we didn't do a ton of touring, which was part of what kind of led to the end of Texas. Is things were slow, things were kind of falling apart. So, not only is a year and a half not that long to make the kind of like strides that he had made in that time period, but it also was like we didn't really give him he didn't have a ton of opportunity to like put the work in. He was just doing it on his own, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I love coming home after 4 weeks with $1,000.
Dude, that was also a rare occasion. What are you talking about?
Dude, we just like in hindsight, I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting paid to do this. I'm like, I should just stayed home and worked at the fucking 9 to 5.
Yep. Yeah.
Those early days were rough.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Well, moving past, actually, no, we can't move past Warped yet because we had to talk about a specific incident that happened on Warped Tour.
Which one?
What happened in Florida, JT?
You just brought me on here to air out my shit?
No. This is all part of your journey, my friend.
Yeah, I guess so. No. Well, I was like kind of fresh out of like swimming and stuff, so I wanted to get in the pool, and we played at a location that had an outdoor pool, like a really nice pool. I think it was in Tampa,
maybe.
It was in Florida.
Yeah,
maybe Orlando.
Yeah.
But I swam in the morning. And I don't know, like 10 o'clock. And I thought it was some, hot shit athlete still, 23 and unkillable. So I swam in the morning. I knew we had to perform at like 6
we had a late set that day. Yeah.
It's like, it's fine. I used to do this all the time. And I swam some laps. It was a hot day. And I remember showering down and cooling down. And I just like, just started to like lose all vision. And I was like, oh my God, am I passing out? So I guess I got like heat stroke or like some sort of like heat exhaustion. And I was super weak. And I just had to like put myself down in the shower. And then somebody like came and found me in the shower. And I don't even remember. I woke up in the tent.
Yeah, I just remember Jimmy Boswell.
Jimmy. He was like
someone texting Jimmy and being like, "Your singer is in the medic tent.
Are you okay?" I'm just like, it's like those movies where they just wake up and the doctor's like, got the flashlight. It's like one of those, and I just go, "I'm fine. I'm on an IV."
Did you just like swim too hard?
I probably hadn't have enough food in me. It was hot.
Probably dehydrated, got into a hot shower.
Yep.
and it just did him in. But then
Probably
what happened later that night when it came time for the set?
Oh yeah, and then I was like, I was hydrated. I was like, yeah, I got this, good. And then I tried to warm up, and my voice was just gone. I don't even know what happened.
Gone.
Like couldn't scream at all.
Less when he tried to scream, it was quieter than a whisper.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I remember Ben's face. Ben's face was like, oh fuck, what are we fucking gonna do? Oh my god.
Do you remember what I said to you?
No.
We're literally standing behind the stage, like minutes to set time, basically. And you showed me, and I go back to the van, turn it on, turn the air conditioning on. Don't speak a fucking word to anyone. Go to sleep. I'm so mad. But we had to play. We played an instrumental set.
And Dave did C4, yeah.
Yeah, he did. And Dave from Weak Heart did his guest spot in one song. So we had vocals for about 15 seconds of our 30-minute set.
Is on YouTube.
I know, and it kills me. I wish I could get that taken down a little bit.
People are like, where?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
I think
it's funny to think back on now.
Spoke to the crowd a little bit.
Ben did, yeah. Not me. I'm not good for public speaking. Not me. All right, so now we can move past Warped Tour, and we can go into basically after Warped Tour, we went right into writing for your first record with the band. Mm-hmm. What was that process like for you? Like first label release, and I think you had only above all did an EP, right? But like so you didn't have a ton of experience with writing necessarily, or recording for that matter, and you were coming into a scenario where like Ben, our bass player, was originally the main lyricist, and kind of like so that's a rocky thing for you to try to navigate as well. Being the new singer, you're always going to be under scrutiny from the fan base, right? Sure. You're not super experienced with the whole writing and recording process to begin with, and you have to figure out how you work with Ben on all the vocal stuff, because that was like Ben's bread and butter for what the writer. So like, what was that whole process like for you?
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but Ben and I were supposed to do most of the writing together, but he was not there a lot of the time. Well, he was
going through a lot of personal stuff. Yeah,
we'll keep it private for his sake. But he just wasn't present. So I ended up doing a lot of the songs on my own.
Yep.
Yeah, I went back and I'm like, this isn't that bad. Like it's like I don't cringe when I go back and listen to it.
I'm still proud of that record. I think you did a great job. It's almost hard to believe that that's like your first full length record that you wrote and recorded on, to be honest.
I definitely used older songs of our band as a metric, and then like our peers. I think Ben would read over everything, and I think Grant would help too, maybe with some like placement or whatnot. Sure. But I think 90% of what I wrote is what was kept.
Yeah.
Of course, Adam's great with like where things land and timing and stuff, so he probably had some input there. Yeah, but you were like stuck with Carson the whole time, so you weren't available to really coach me either. So
no, we had to really divide and conquer a lot on that record.
I loved it. I mean, I think I slept on that Studio B couch the whole time.
Yeah, you and I basically lived there because we were still living in Maryland. So I slept on the floor in the main control room downstairs.
Did you really?
And you slept on the couch upstairs. Yeah.
I have such fond memories. I remember, Grant basically taught me how to pitch scream in the booth, which I still to this day, use.
I mean, I remember hearing that for the first time. It was Sweetest Poison, wasn't it?
Sweetest Poison, and there's some in
remember the end
Nooses.
of a tracking day.
Finds its way.
And Bloodwork, yeah. I remember coming up at the end of a tracking day, and I feel like it was like slightly nervously you guys being like, "What do you think about this?" and showing the Sweetest Poison
we didn't have melody. We didn't have any singing songs.
No melodic singing in the band at that point, and so it was like oh no, do we do this or are we going to get flamed?
And then Sweetest Poison became our biggest song.
Yep, and still is probably the biggest song next to Hookline. Yeah, so. Whatever, it is what it is. But I do very vividly remember that moment and going, oh yeah, we made the right choice. Okay, I gave you 2 compliments.
Got his ass.
That's it though. I'm cutting it off there. You don't get any more for the rest of this.
We'll see.
So I guess, we don't have to go through the next, year and a half of touring or whatever, but how did you feel when, Josh mentioned, you put all this time into swimming ended up not working out. You pivoted into music. It was starting to... You were going
to phrase this exactly how, in my brain, I was going to phrase it. So this is perfect. Go.
You pivoted into music, put a ton of time into music. That started to pick up pace, and then all of a sudden, everything with Texas starts falling apart and we decided we were gonna, put the band to rest. How were you feeling with all that? Did it stress you out? Were you scared of what was next? Like, how were you feeling?
I think I started to sense it in like April of 2015, and then I don't know. I think we decided either in Europe or on the Gideon tour.
April 2014.
Yeah,
because 2015 is when we did all the farewell runs.
Yeah, I can't really remember how I felt. I'm sure I wasn't like scrambling, but I was like, let's just see this through. We'll figure it out. I just assumed that I would have to search afterwards, but I was like determined to keep doing this. Yeah, and then I got lucky because Jesse called me in August of 2015.
Yeah, you and I kind of had a very similar timeline on.
Yeah, when did when did they call you?
I went and saw. So we made the decision at some point towards the end of 2014 that that 2015 was probably gonna be.
I feel like it was on the Gideon tour.
No, that was in 2015, and we already knew the band was breaking. We announced the band was breaking up before the Gideon tour.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to see the Ghost Inside guys in Baltimore at the end of 2014, and it was Aaron's second to last show. And I just mentioned to them, hey, Texas is going to be done next year, so I'm going to have a lot of time. I don't really know what I'm doing next, but I'm going to have a ton of time if you just need somebody to fill in for some stuff. And I think Jim called me in like February or March of 2015.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I actually had that lined up before the band was, had played our last show, but very similar. When did
this is all your fault.
Well, you can blame it on me if you want. That's fine.
Getting away from him was probably the best thing that ever happened to you anyways.
Yeah. Well, it was that bus.
Okay. I was going to bring up something that JT said to me and see if he remembered it, but maybe now I won't. No, you said to me, you said to me when the band was breaking up, you're like, wherever you go next, you better fucking take me with you. Do you remember that?
I think I do, actually.
Yeah. But I had no clue what the fuck was coming next. I was terrified. I know that much. Yeah. And when I threw it out to the TGI guys, I definitely didn't expect them to actually fucking call me. I was just like, I literally said to them, I'm going to have a lot of time because I don't know what I'm going to do now, So if you need somebody to fill in, I'm here. I was terrified.
Reckless and volatile career we chose.
Dude, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, because you could be the biggest band in the world one week, and the next week, everyone in the world could decide they're done with you, and it could all be over. Job security is not part of our.
Doesn't exist.
Hey, I wrote this record for a year, and I cried and bled in the studio for 2 months. Here it is. We don't like it.
Yep. Oh God. Yeah. Can we? That I wasn't planning on touching on that kind of stuff, but. How does that kind of stuff affect you? Do like those comments on the internet even drive you? Do they bother you? Do they register to you? Like, cause
no,
you can't win, like you write a record that you feel like,
they're not real people. They're NPCs.
Yes. But it still sucks to see, like you were saying, you spent all this time writing a record that you either feel like, we've pushed the boundaries of what our band does and we wrote songs that we really love, or we wrote songs that stay true to what the band does. And no matter what, somebody's pissed off. You know what I mean?
The thing that really saves you from all that is the live show, because people are going to come up to you and be like, that was amazing. Or even go as far as like, you guys like saved my life. So you have to, it's definitely hard to separate like criticism offline versus what you actually experience at a show, because at a show people love you, they're there for you, you're gonna get showered in compliments, like all that stuff. It feels great. So you can't let like one negative thing slip through the cracks to completely derail all the good things that you've done for people. Also, being able to like kind of put yourselves in that commenter's shoes for a hot second, and you'd be like, why would they even say that? Like, maybe they're going through something. Maybe that you just caught a lashing that you normally wouldn't get, and they're just having a bad day, and you just happen to be the target.
Right.
So, like, I try to think of it that way too.
I mean, that's a much more mature perspective than I have.
Look, I didn't have that perspective my whole life. I got that recently.
It doesn't bother me anymore.
You're a liar.
No, it genuinely doesn't. It was something I had to learn when we started rolling out the latest record. I was just like, I'm not going to read comments, and whatever the comments, it doesn't matter, because all the things anybody has given a shit about with the record, like all the songs that they say were sold out for, or whatever, like those are all the songs that, like, they go over better live.
Yeah.
Sometimes in a lot of cases more so than the old stuff. So it's like I don't care. I'm just like I'm writing songs for me, and I don't give a shit about anything else. And I made a very conscious effort going into this record. I was like, don't care what the internet thinks.
It definitely hurts more when you are personally super proud of something and you don't get the response or like the praise that you're looking for. And I mean, that's kind of unhealthy in itself, but like, yeah, it feels good that you want people to like the stuff that you make. I feel like that's only normal, but yeah, like there's definitely a difference between something that doesn't land and just somebody being a dick to you for no reason, you know?
Yeah. It's something that Josh and I have talked about a couple times on a few episodes. It's just like, I couldn't imagine, and I think it's something that social media has changed for sure, but like, could you imagine, you know, growing up listening to bands that you're finding on MySpace and stuff and going to shows? Like, could you imagine, I think there's a show that you and I both went to back in the day before we knew each other, but Parkway Drive at Knights of Columbus, right? Did you go to that one?
Yes, I do.
But now imagine this. Could you imagine going to that show and then going up to like fucking Winston and being like, your new record sucks? Like people do that all the time without fucking thinking about it now. And then there's no chance at any point growing up that I ever would have said anything to that effect to anybody in any band I liked ever. Never. Not once.
Yeah.
Even
for me,
a
it's
band
just
that
like,
I didn't like.
Yeah, even if I don't like them, like why would I want to go talk to them? I don't know.
Right. It's just like
it just gives me no value to be negative. Like, I just keep that shit to myself.
But that's just what the access to guys and bands because of social media and the ease of just like typing something and then walking away. Like that's what's causing all this, though. I feel there's no accountability. You don't have to do it face to face, and it's so easy to do because social media is free to everybody all the time. You know what I mean?
I think that's one thing that makes it so easy for me to not be affected by that now, because like I do not understand that sentiment at all. Like, it doesn't give them any value to the person like that you're saying it to. Like, hey, this shit is garbage. Like, what is that person supposed to do with that information? It's not helpful.
No,
it just makes you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
So why would that person's not gonna, if it were like, hey, this is garbage because is a little better. It's not very nice, but at least you're giving me something. But if you're just like being outwardly mean, like for instance, yesterday,
I thought you don't read comments.
I like how you have something on deck to go.
Literally, by the way, the new Poppy, Courtney, and Amy Lee song is so good.
You need to go listen to it. It's so good, dude.
Yesterday. I haven't heard
the music video is awesome. The song is awesome.
Everything about it's great.
I'll watch it as soon as we're done.
Like, smash the like button, like slay, amazing. Mm-hmm. I commented, I named like the 3 oracles from like Greek mythology, and some random person was like, screw you for supporting Poppy. I'm like, what did Poppy do? First of all, and like, what the hell? Random thing to say to me. Like, who is this person? So yeah, when I see that, I'm just like, that's not a real person, or like that's a bot. Even if they are real, I'm just like, I'm not even thinking twice about it anymore.
They're not real to me.
It just doesn't even register. I'm like, that's cute, you know?
Yeah, it's not worth anybody's time.
Aww.
People fucking suck, man.
they do. Yeah. Like, I feel bad for people that feel the need to do that, or maybe I don't know whatever happened to their life that they feel like they're going to be better by being negative to people, but God.
Right.
I just try to figure out at what point did somebody posting a new song or anything that they're proud of warrant your opinion?
Yeah.
Nobody asked you.
Yep.
Like it or don't, listen or fucking turn it off.
I'm going to write that down in my diary. Dear diary, I got called a cocksucker today.
It's also like, don't like it, just scroll by. Nobody asks you to stop and take time out of your day to comment on it, you know? Whatever.
Unless you're rage baiting, like that's definitely a thing now.
I wish the internet would explode.
So
the whole thing.
Let's go to when you got the call to try out, join. What was the process like from
ERRA?
You joining ERRA?
Well, I wasn't working at Mears. I forget where I was when I got a call from Jesse.
First, I need to know, to this day, have they figured out what a giant mistake it was asking you to join the band?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. As long as they know. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
I'm a goofy goober. Yeah, he called me in August of that year, a couple months before the farewell tour. And he's like, what are you doing after Texas? I was like, nothing. Hoping to find a band that sounds like a mix between Chevelle and Bury Your Dead. Still looking for that band. Might have to make it myself. But he calls me. He's like, hey, we actually just let our singer go. We need to finish a record. Do you want to come to Detroit in August or in October and finish what was going to be Drift? And I was like, yeah, that sounds really nice. This sounds
So
like
it
a
wasn't even
pretty
like
smooth
a-
transition too.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a fill-in or tryout thing. It was just like, hey, come do this.
I think it was, he felt comfortable asking me because we had toured together and I guess he had liked my voice or they just thought it was a good fit, which is in hindsight kind of funny because comparatively to Garrison, like our bass line screams and tones were quite different. And so when I got there, I hadn't heard much. I expected the record to sound like the previous records, but this was like a really melodic record, which was exciting for me because I felt like my voice was more suited for this material versus the past material. So it kind of worked out in the end. But yeah, I got very lucky. You know, I've replaced vocalists in every band I've been in now. Literally in Above All too, I replaced this guy named I think his name is Jamie. I guess I'm the cleanup crew. I don't know.
Me too.
Do you feel pressure? Do you guys? Okay, both of you. Do you guys feel pressure
doing the old content?
No. Like just joining a pre-established band that already has a built-in fan base. Do you feel pressure trying to quote unquote replace somebody or do it better? Is there pressure associated with that?
Chris, this is from Dan Bronstein, actually. He told me this the other day. There's like a sense of, I don't want to say arrogance, but like false confidence, and there's like a healthy amount of ego you have to go into some of these situations where you have to think that you're the fucking man.
Yeah, sure.
And you have to know that you're capable of doing some badass cool shit. Yeah. And I feel like too much of that obviously is detrimental, but there's enough of that where it's like you have to be your own like coach and cheerleader to get you through like moments when you're like having doubts. And you have to think, hey, I got this far, like doing my thing, like I can keep doing this. And yeah, you just gotta you literally gotta give it your all and hope it works out.
You know, there's a similar thing that I keep in the back of my head that I heard on a fucking Lamb of God DVD. I don't remember if it's Philadelphia or the DVD that came with Sacrament, but it was specifically Willie, their guitar player, talking about them headlining the Sounds of the Underground tour. And it was like, you know, that's a giant amphitheater tour.
I remember that. I remember seeing that tour, yeah.
Yeah, massive tour, biggest thing they'd headlined at that point, and he was talking about how overwhelming something like that is, and how, you know, in order to deliver, you just have to tell yourself when you walk on stage every night, I'm the fucking shit. Yeah. Like, you don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to have that ego when you get off stage, but when you walk on stage to do your job, or, you know, when you go into the studio to record, or you're writing a song, you just have to remind yourself, like, I'm the fucking shit. I'm a badass. I can do this.
Not just that, but like people want you to be the badass. People are literally coming to you because they want you to. They want that show. Give it to them. Just do it.
Yeah.
You're capable of doing it if you dig hard enough.
Yeah.
Dig deep enough. It's not like that I think I'm like the best, but I want to be the best for somebody. You know, it's like I want to give you. I love what I do. I'm passionate about my work. I want to live up to every expectation that you have, and I want you to walk away being fulfilled.
I'm sure part of that comes from you remembering what it was like to be,
of course.
So someone that goes to a show to see a band that you love, and getting that from, you know, the bands that you were seeing.
Yeah, I'm just giving it back.
Do any of you guys remember going to a show where you watched a band that didn't deliver?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. I'm trying to think if I can think of one. I
mean, deliver in what way?
Like just lack of like not do what you guys are talking about. Like just get up there and act like they just don't give a fuck and sing through it, or
definitely,
you know. I can't think. There is one particular band that every time I've seen live sucks, that everybody loves. If I say the name, you guys are gonna probably be like, "What the fuck?" But
I'm in the same boat. I can't say the name either.
Yeah, I could, because I don't think that the band that I'm thinking of would ever see or hear this. But just in case, I'll tell you guys after we're done recording.
Well, you can just say it and just not and bleep it out, or it'd probably be funny to bleep it out, huh?
Mine is
really mine is sucks.
Actually, when I saw that band open when I saw that band on a tour. It was the same as well. It was very, very.
Bro,
but this
I've
was
seen
2003. It was really bad though.
I've seen them a bunch of times at festivals. I've seen it every time. Horrible.
Go ahead, JT. Throw yours out there too. Go ahead. Let's all go down. It's all going to get bleeped out. Go ahead. Tell us. You can do it. I believe in you.
No, it's more like I'm so scrutinous. It's always the vocalist because that's like what I'm.
I mean, that makes sense.
Hyper focusing on.
Yeah.
Singers being like drunk. I can tell when they're drunk. Like I saw. I saw here. I'll give you one. I saw. Oh my god, what's the name? They played at Auto Bar. This song Guitar Hero. Oh my god.
All the Remains?
No. It's one of their records.
Here, let me pull up Spotify and we'll. Okay. Okay.
This thing was trash, and you could tell. Yeah. I mean, I think again, like that guy. I think that guy's been through some sobriety lately. But yeah, like
their self-titled record is fucking phenomenal.
I still love the band, but yeah, he had a bad show. It's fine. Like it didn't make me hate the band, but I was like, oof.
You know,
I took it probably better than some people, but yeah, I've definitely seen it.
That's something that, like, you know, growing up going to shows, I definitely wouldn't have maybe given the grace of, like, you know, everybody's human. You've got, you know, you don't take into consideration, you know, how much you beat up your body when you're on tour until you've done it before. And especially for singers, your instrument literally is physically inside of your body. Yeah. And it's much easier for a singer to have an off night.
I don't listen to that intuition still.
Well,
I still do bad shit I probably shouldn't do.
You're not very bright.
Yeah.
But I definitely am more willing to I'm definitely more willing to give people a pass on that kind of stuff these days, just because I understand like how tough being on the road can be. But when I was younger, I definitely would have been pretty quick to be like, this band sucks, that dude sucks. I won't do that anymore though. I don't do that now.
I've toured with a few bands who've had like
commented on their post.
Maybe.
Well, Go ahead.
That's what all the cool kids are doing.
I've definitely toured with bands that have had members that had like substance abuse problems, sobriety problems, and they've you know sought help and they're better now. So like it's not unusual. It sucks to see, but I'm not. It doesn't help the guy to get crucified, you know, for it. Like as long as he's like actively recognizing and trying to do something about it. But it's like if you have like a history of being like a problematic person, like that's one thing. But if you are just going through it and that became your addiction and your poison and you want to get better, like more power to you to get healthy. We definitely have peers that have like plenty of peers that have stopped drinking, recognizing it's a problem. Even Sam from Architects made a post, I think.
Yeah, just recently talked about sobriety,
which I didn't even know about. I never heard a bad thing about the guy. But like that shit's hard. Like being able to self-reflect and realize like, hey, the decisions I'm making, the choices I'm making, it's not only hurting me, it's hurting my band, hurting people around me, it's hurting our perception, it's hurting how people like talk to me and view me. And I don't like that, and I want to change. So, and that was the big reason why I never perform like messed up. Like I don't really drink that much anymore, but like even in the past, like I think I did one show drunk, and that was in Russia.
I did one show drunk. It was before you were in the band. We had another guy filling in because you did Warped Tour with us.
Oh, Alex?
Yes. So you did Warped Tour. A couple weeks later, we did a 2-week European run where we tried out another singer. And on that tour, I was so depressed that we played a show in Vienna, and I got...
Oh, that's a great place to get drunk.
I got fucking falling over drunk before our set, played the worst I've ever played in my entire life. So much so that Jimmy Boswell came up to us after the set and went, "You guys sounded fucking terrible tonight."
Damn.
And because I was so disappointed in myself and drunk, I cried.
I knew it.
I was so disappointed in myself.
Never heard this story.
And I've never had another drink before the set since that day because it bummed me out so much. Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever even seen you drunk.
I mean, you moved when I was still a teenager, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then we didn't tour together, so that would make sense. All right, so I want to go back. You went right into making a record with ERRA. What was it like adjusting to their creative process?
Before you answer this, I'm going to count when we listen back on how many times Chris says, all right, let's go back to, because we have derailed every
but you
time
know what?
This is your fault.
I'm sorry.
Well, it is. It is. I'm going to keep blaming it on him. You can count them, but I'm going to call them your fuck ups the whole time.
I'm going to sit back and drink.
Oh, shut up.
I'm just kidding. Go get the mini.
There's right here.
He's locked and loaded.
That was good. That was good.
Call him Shooter McGavin. Yeah, well, the difference was I had like the relief of Jesse because I wasn't the only like vocal performer in the band.
Right.
So that was
right.
nice. I got my ass kicked by some of the Texas songs, even still when we were playing like a couple years ago. I'm like, there's so many words in these songs.
Yeah, it's a lot, and you're the only guy. You got to do it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So like having that like break was nice. But also I had to learn how to write with somebody else because he was the primary writer, and I, came in hot shit. Like, I'm going to write all my lyrics and patterns. And he was like, not exactly. That took years. It's like, we are so different as far as like our creative tastes. We're definitely like a yin and yang. So we still have like, we sometimes fight like a married couple, but we respect each other and we know how to work together. And I get him, he gets me. Like, sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes I don't understand him. But right. And I'm sure he feels the same way about me. But we at least respect each other enough to like know what the end goal is. We try to leave our egos at the door about it, and we just look at the song objectively. Like, how do we make this the best song? It doesn't matter where the material came from, as long as what gets printed is like the best it can be.
I feel like it's an ever evolving thing with every band.
Sure.
Like I don't know any band that when it comes to writing and creativity where everybody's on the same page all the time. And if a band says that they are all on the same page, they are straight up lying. Because lying. you can't have five creative brains at that are all on the same page at every given moment. So
well, if they're not lying, one of the rest of them are just checked out.
Yes, yeah, like somebody is just like, they don't have their head in the game.
They don't care. Like, sure, whatever they guys want to do.
Right. Yeah, but I do think that is part of the thing that separates bands with longevity from all the others is that they are able to figure out how to best communicate with each other. And
communication, man. I said
it's
it earlier.
everything.
I'm telling
everything.
you, it's so fucking important. Not even in this instance, but in marriage and relationship
life in general.
And life, it's if you can, and I suck at it. I'm not gonna lie, I suck at it. But if you can figure out how to healthily,
you had it.
Communicate.
That sounds weird, but I think that's right.
It does. Yeah, then it makes things way better. Even in my life, my wife, when she tries to communicate, I feel attacked always, and I'm like,
me too.
Like, that's fucking bullshit.
It's not just me. Oh my god.
Like, fuck that. No, I'm not that. Like, and she might not even be trying to insinuate that the way that I'm receiving it, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like,
why aren't you speaking to me the way my brain wants to hear this?
Right. Yep. Chelsea and I have that conversation all the time. She's like,
so I'm a piece of shit. Fine. Why?
Right. Yes. That's exactly my brain always assumes.
Exactly.
My brain always assumes that I'm being told that I'm a bad person for some reason.
Yes, me too. Why is that?
Why. I don't know, because I'm a broken person, and so are you.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not fun though, but it's
hey, you guys want to know what going to Turkey does? What will make your hairline look
perfect hairline, baby. Perfect hairline.
Nice. Never had that
real
before.
Nice.
Never
Not
had
lie, it's real nice.
Never had it before. But anyway. Now hair time.
Has that relationship eased any as far as writing and recording goes? Like, has Jesse kind of like relinquished a little bit of those reins to you on some stuff?
Yeah, it's just a time for him to be comfortable with me. And
I mean, look, this band's his baby, right? And so
absolutely.
And I can understand being protective. I know he's not doing it on. It's not a personal attack or anything. I can understand why he's being protective of his vision.
We also just weren't good at the band in general. Him and I, everybody, we've gotten so much better about communicating. We still have more work to do, but we've gotten so much better at communicating because we've seen how like it actually does solve problems. At least have like a little come to Jesus meeting at the end of the year about some stuff, or like if it's that bad, like force them to sit down with you,
right?
Because we care so much, and we know how easy it is to disrupt the flow of the entire camp with just one bad attitude. Just like nipping that shit in the butt is so important. Even Clint coming in recently and helping with the newest singles and future content, like he's had this like probably weight lifted off of him. It's like, oh god, it's not all on me anymore. I have people that I can trust to help co-write with me, and I'm actually like it, and I'm, proud about it, and I don't feel, maybe that gives him more of an opportunity to focus on the songs that he does devote all the time to. But, I'm sure he appreciates it. If not, I don't know what's going on.
Right. I mean, I know from talking to you over the years as you've been making records with them, just like how intense of a process it is for Jesse. Because he was the main, at least contributing musically, and I know that he writes a lot of lyrics and stuff with you. But when I saw the single come out and heard that Clint actually wrote at least a good portion of it, I was like, oh, this has got to be so awesome for Jesse to like, because there had to have been a part of him that was like scared to let it happen.
Absolutely.
Because it's been, it's all been controlled by him, at least on the guitar and music side of things from the beginning of the band, basically. Right. And so I'm sure he was scared of like, we've gotten to this point off of doing my thing. So I'm sure there's probably a level of like fear of what if this isn't perceived the same and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I have to imagine that now that it's out in the world and it's been received well and stuff, that it's got to be so freeing for him. It's got to be.
Yeah, I would assume it is. He's pretty much expressed something similar to that already. But yeah, and I don't know if it was like, I don't think it was like ego or like pride or anything. I'm not really sure what kept that door closed for so long. Maybe it just like wasn't, the right riff or the right time or whatever. But I can only imagine. It feels like
probably a little bit of all that. I mean, I think we all have that.
Yeah, it's probably all that.
Probably more fear, just like that's all he has. Like,
Yes, that too.
And
this band is my baby, and
what he's been doing has been working.
Yes, exactly what I was trying to get at. Yeah, it's like the formula that he created has worked and gotten you guys to where you are. Why would we stop that formula? You know, and the more successful you guys got, the scarier the idea of relinquishing that role got. You know what I mean? Yep. But now ripping the Band-Aid off, man, that's got to be fucking awesome for him. And the song does rip too. I can't wait to hear more.
Is there any particular ERRA song that you feel most personally connected to?
One that always kind of sticks out for me is a song called Sleeper. It is on the Drift record. And it is written from the perspective of trying to like thinking back if I was a good enough sibling to my trans brother when he was transitioning. And there's like sections where I'm like speaking from the perspective of him and then speaking from the perspective of me. Like, are these things my fault? Like, was I not kind enough or caring enough? And like the struggles that he went through during his transition. I can imagine what that would feel like to wake up every day and not feel comfortable in your own body. So there's a lot of like very personal and introspective things in that song lyrically. And I love my brother, and I would never want anything bad to happen to him. So that one's pretty special.
Have you guys talked about that at all?
With my brother?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't know. I might have told him. He's kind of private too, so I don't want him to feel
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he might see this and he might figure that out from this podcast, but it's probably time if he doesn't know. Yeah, I love him.
I mean, the record's been out for a minute.
I'm proud of him, and it's definitely vulnerable information, but like it's who you are, and you can't look at those moments in your life when you're trying to figure your shit out and be ashamed. You have to own it,
Sure.
And I'm not trying to like air out his life, but it was just something, I have this problem of trying to write every song that I really like and that comes out easy is always something really personal, but I don't like sharing a lot of personal shit about myself a lot. So I often write from somebody else's perspective or what it would be like to do this or experience this. And it's rare that I actually write about a personal experience.
Sure.
'Cause I feel like I don't like feeling vulnerable. Doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot better at being vulnerable over the years, and I think it helps just not giving a shit anymore. You're also afraid to be criticized, for an art that is super personal. It's one thing to write about something that it doesn't really matter to you, just thought it was cool, versus something that is about you and somebody's like, this shit sucks or this is dumb. So or like, don't you say something bad about my brother,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't you talk shit.
Sure.
I'll kick your ass. And there's definitely like vocal deliveries and like patterns and stuff I'm proud of. But as far as like super personal like content, That's definitely one of them. I'm sure there's others, but that one always sticks out for me.
You guys play that one live or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a deep cut.
Yeah, sure.
Good song.
I feel like trying to sing a song like that live would be tough.
That's how I feel.
I'm too emotional.
That's a Dark Horse, white noise kind of song for sure.
Or White Light.
White light. Yeah, that's why.
White noise is our song.
Yeah.
White light.
Yeah, white light's tough. Like I never got to meet Ryan, Vigil's brother. He passed away before I was in the band. But we play. I still get emotional when we play that song because obviously Vigil gets emotional, and then not naturally anybody else in the crowd who's lost someone they love. It's not uncommon for us to play that and see someone in the crowd crying, and then I start to get worked up. We played in Denver on the tour we got in the accident on, and Vigil's mom was living there at the time, and we were playing White Light, and I looked over and she was standing side stage sobbing in our guitar or our drum tech's arms, and I was like, oh god, well I'm gonna cry now.
I feel like crying right now.
Yeah, it's heavy, it's tough, man. Yeah,
tough. Every time I did shows with y'all that you played that song, I would just look at him and you could just feel and see the emotion.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, that's a heavy one. And I imagine that if you guys played that live, it would probably be very similar experience for you as well.
And, I mean, shit, props to Jonathan for really like shedding your soul on something like that and doing it over and over for people. We don't do it all the time because it's so tough for him, to be honest. I hate feeling vulnerable because, I don't want to be ever embarrassed. I hate being embarrassed, and
me too.
There's nothing wrong with like getting
worst.
emotional and crying, but it's just like I haven't done it a lot, and I feel like I'm not good at it.
Now that's one thing I'm not embarrassed of, and I probably should be, but I don't give a shit about crying.
Yeah.
Like I'm just an emotional dude, and I'll fucking cry. I don't give a shit.
I think because my dad was the guy. I don't think I've seen him cry one time, maybe twice, and once when his mom died. So like. I grew up watching him and learning from him, which is something I try to be conscious of with my son. But like, I don't like to cry or be emotional at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know my mom, she's the best, but she's not a but. My mom is the best. She is an emotional person. I spent most of my time growing up with her. And so I was just always told that you feel how you feel, and I'm just I'm just an emotional guy. I'm soft. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll fucking knock your teeth in if I gotta, but I'm also more likely to cry over a fucking kids movie than I am to do that these days.
I'll do that too, but I won't let nobody know about it.
Chelsea and I will be laying in bed at night watching something, and it'll have like a sappy moment, and she'll hear me sniffling. She'll go, "Are you fucking crying right now?"
Yeah.
We're watching Big Daddy.
But he can wipe his own ass.
Yeah,
Dude.
he can wipe his own ass.
The courtroom scene with his dad always gets me. Up, like movies like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I watched Click on an off day on tour recently. Started
Click.
crying again.
Yeah.
So let's pivot back to touring real quick.
Yeah, that's great, man. You're just reading my mind right now.
Do you still enjoy touring all these years in?
Yeah.
That's kind of the answer I was expecting, to be honest. Do you have a complicated relationship with it?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't hate it. I just I like being home. It's it's comfortable. Like it's like one of those things. Like nobody wants to always like be tested, or the road life is not for everybody, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's tough, and it's especially when you have a family. Or when you leave stuff behind, or leave stuff waiting for you, or people waiting for you, it gets even harder to leave. So that's definitely been hurting me lately.
The biggest challenge that I found was like when we leave, life at home pauses.
Yeah. Or passes you by.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because everybody else's life continues to move.
Yeah, he's saying it pauses like from our perspective.
From our perspective, we leave and it pauses, and then we come home, and it's like everybody else is living in the future, and now you have to figure out
where
do you catch up, and like where do you fit back into this equation?
Right.
That was what I struggle with the most, I think.
Yeah, and not a lot of people understand that. It's like it's not like I'm looking like for a tear, some sympathy, but like it's a sacrifice.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely is, and it definitely does feel kind of weird saying that, because we do we are very fortunate to make
it's cool as
money.
shit.
We're fortunate to make money doing what we do, but yes, it is not
That's the
it's
curse, that's the blessing and the curse.
It's not all fun and games. Like it is, we are out there busting our asses to do what we do. We're sacrificing time with our loved ones. Like it's, how much it's a lot of work.
How much shit you've missed over the years.
Yeah.
Especially with kids.
Funerals, weddings, birthdays.
Dude.
Yep.
And it's just like, it's one of those situations you just expect people to understand, but sometimes they just simply, thankfully my brother-in-law tours in the band, but I missed his wedding and I hooked him and his wife up. Yeah. But I was in Australia,
my college.
So, I mean,
college buddies, weddings, all types of shit.
Yeah. It's
I feel like JT is intentionally skipping over. JT missed my wedding.
Me too.
He was trying to avoid it.
I did too.
I was trying to avoid it.
JT was supposed to be one of my groomsmen, and he bailed on me. No, but I understand. I'm not offended by that at all. I just had to bring it up.
I missed Chris's wedding too.
Yeah,
I don't know what store I was on.
The pictures
but
are lovely.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly giving up. I haven't even discussed this with Chelsea yet, but I might miss my son's birthday this year.
Yeah,
because it's the day after the Bad Omens tour in Europe.
Have you seen the other ones?
What, the other birthdays? Yeah, I know, but your son that's turning 8 doesn't understand.
It's the day after.
Too.
It's the day after, so I'm gonna have to try to.
You'll make it.
Play
it'll end a day in advance, so you should make it.
Well, half a day in advance. I'm gonna try to find the latest flight out and leave after our set and try to come home and make it in time. But it's like, that is the. It's tough because you're making these you get to live this really awesome, privileged life. You get paid to travel the world and go play music that you're passionate about. That's fucking awesome.
It is. But
you also are like giving up these life experiences with the people you love the most. And, on one hand, you're doing it in hopes of making life better for those people. Because like, obviously everything I do is like, A, because I enjoy doing it, but B, because I'm hoping that it will create a better life for my wife and my kids, right?
Sure. Yep.
But there's no guarantee of that, and it's tough. It's definitely something that sounds cringe and cliche, I think, to most people until you've lived it and you realize that 23 hours out of your day are fucking boring and miserable. And on top of that, you're like, people pass away while you're gone, friends get married, kids have birthdays, like you're missing everything at home, and a lot of your day is fucking boring as shit. The time you get to be on stage is awesome, right? And it's like it's not as glamorous as everybody thinks it is.
No,
as I've gotten older, I keep running into these situations of like, let's plan a vacation together with like multiple families, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't fucking do that.
I hate going group vacations.
It's not even that. It's just the fact of like, I don't know what's going to happen next month.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Something might come up.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to bail and send my wife and kids by themselves. They don't want to do that.
Yep.
So it's it is what it is.
Yeah. People like want to schedule stuff next year. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be.
Yeah. Next year is
it's really hard.
Well, okay. Let's go to this one then, actually.
Okay.
Being that you have a complicated relationship with touring, have you ever hit a time period where you were like, I've had enough and I need to step away from this?
Thankfully, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I just get burnt,
Sure.
And it's mostly because I grew up very independent with my siblings having their own like stuff to work through. I internalized everything. I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have a person to talk to about anything. And I guess that was kind of my choice, but I felt this like weight put on my back to be kind of the backbone of the stability in our household. Mm-hmm. So I wore everybody's burdens, and I was afraid to let anybody see any sign of weakness because I felt responsible for keeping things together. And I kind of feel that way in our band sometimes too. So it gets to a point where I'm just like, I just need space from everybody. I just need to like become an empty shell of a person. And so I can, because like sometimes I feel like I'm just bled dry 24/7. And part of me likes that. Part of me is happy to bleed for them or bleed for you. But
right.
But it does, it takes a lot out of you. And you need that time to decompress and recharge so you can do it again. When it's good, it's great. But when it's bad, it's rough.
Sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I've definitely had a few moments in time where I've been like, I'm just so over this, just because stuff gets so frustrating.
Yeah, it's stressful. Yeah.
Have you hit any points, and this is definitely a depression thing, which I have struggled with my entire life, but have you hit any points where it just like, it's not even as, and luckily I'm not in one of these moments right now, so I'm not, this is not like a woe is me situation, but I'm curious if you've ever been like, not that it's frustrating, you want to be done, but that it just doesn't feel as fulfilling at that moment. Because I'll go through periods where sometimes I get in such a low point that like all the stuff that I used to love just doesn't even feel fun to me anymore. And sometimes, as much as I hate to say it, because it feels like I'm taking for granted this really awesome, fortunate, career that I've been given and that I've worked for. Sometimes even playing shows, which used to be the only thing that brought me joy, sometimes even that gets ruined for me as well. Has that ever happened to you ever?
No, because today's stream is sponsored by Stratera for good vibes.
That'd be a good one.
Hey, if they want to sponsor, we'll take the money.
Damn right. Them and Alani knew, because this witch's brew is something serious.
No, I got them in both sizes. Adderall and Vyvanse. No. In the beginning, you're just like playing shows and, you're indestructible and nobody, like who cares what happens? You're like with your boys and you're making whatever money. But as you get older and you have more responsibilities and you have bills to pay and you start looking at your career as a job, because it is, you start becoming more involved with your team and your label, and you're, a fourth business owner. Like your perspective has to change. You have to adapt.
Right.
You have to figure out, even when it's bad, you have to figure out how to make the choices that you made in this career viable, even when it, like, not just when it's good, like when it's bad, it's probably the most valuable. Or when it feels like not what you wanted, or it's not going the way you hoped. That's when you really have to like hold on and lock in. So it's tough. Yeah. And like shit, firsthand what it's like to go on tour 100K in the hole and make it all back in 4 weeks, but you can't because you got hit by a bus, or somebody breaks their leg, or somebody has to fly home because their family member died and it's very important to them, and you lose money, and you can't look at those things as like that you're getting screwed over. It's just like that shit happens. It's like part of the business, and like life doesn't, as much as we think life goes on pause, it doesn't. And you have to figure out how to deal with this wonderful gift that we have to do this for people, but we have to still look at it objectively as a career, and we have to make smart decisions. We have to make decisions that are going to help us, allow us to keep doing this. So yeah, you have to grow up about it eventually.
Sometimes I think too, it becomes harder to enjoy the moment because we know what is coming up next. So it's like every time there's an accomplishment or there's a fulfilling moment, it's like, but we have 17 more of these we have to go do.
Well, yeah, like the goalpost is always moving.
It continues
in what
to
we
move.
Do. Yeah.
It continues to move.
Sometimes when you check on it, it's behind you because you already surpassed it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's definitely hard, at least for me, to like take a second and like soak it in and like
same.
I forget what I'm trying to say, but yeah, like just like pat yourself on the back. Like you did good. I rarely give myself personal praise. I'm more like, what can we do next? Like I'd never want to keep the ceiling. Like I want to keep raising it.
Absolutely. I get that.
Yeah.
I struggle with, if we don't constantly have something on the books, I start to immediately be like, oh, it's all falling apart. Yeah. Everything's over.
You want
what
it to be like this the whole time.
Right.
But sometimes it's like this.
Yeah. That's just, the music business in general. It all ebbs and flows.
You know what I would do for a fucking week? That I could turn my phone off and just fucking float around and just disappear. Yep. I would love that.
Mountains or beach?
I don't know. I live at the beach, basically. So
mountains.
I don't know.
No, he likes to go out and fish and stuff. I feel like he's a beach guy.
There's a place
Woods
called
River Forest vibes.
There's a place called Port St. Joe.
Log cabin.
It is a little bay that like
It's in Florida.
Yeah, it's right south of Tallahassee. It's like a little inlet type of thing that houses all Gulf water, and that is my favorite place I've ever been in my entire life. We stayed on the little
What's
house,
it called?
Port St. Joe. We stayed at a little house on the bay, and it is just the closest place to get food was like 5 miles away. It was just, you get it on your way out, and it was just the most desolate, quiet place I've ever been. I'm getting ready to pull up a picture and send it.
I typed POR in my Google search, had a different.
I'm sure it different thought. I'm sure it did.
But man, it was. If I was just talking to my wife yesterday, if I could, one day I'm gonna rent a bay house out there. I don't want to be on the ocean. I want on the ocean side. I want to be on the bay side, and I want to just fucking turn my phone off and exist. You can snorkel around and pick up scallops. It's awesome.
I'll tell you what, I've said this a million times, and I genuinely mean it. The day the band is done, whenever that might be, I'm deleting all of my social media, and I'm gonna go completely off the grid. Yes, that sounds like a ideal scenario to me.
But you like making content. I feel like.
I think I would do it in a different way than I do now. I would make myself less accessible to people.
I can see you just covering gear and text, or maybe trying to like supply information that can help people.
Yes, I would probably pivot to only doing that kind of content on YouTube, and then make all of my other socials private and only people I care to interact with. Not that I don't want to interact with our fans. I just I don't want to be. I don't know. Yeah. I fantasize about a world where I can just shrink my world a little bit, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I would be cool to just have a time and come right back. I would just love to have a time to reset my brain, I think.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that for sure. Do you have any memorable disaster tour stories that you can bring up? I can think of a few that we went through together.
Told us about Warped Tour.
I mean,
well, there's some others too that we went through. But
Montana is always like the pinnacle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking mostly.
Yeah. Okay, what happened in Montana?
I'll get to that in a second.
You can give them the Cliff Notes version too.
With ERRA,
what really didn't happen in Montana really is the question.
Yeah, I mean, most of the bad shit that happens to us is usually like vehicle related, or nothing really crazy. Nothing really sticks out. There's probably at least something that's noteworthy. It's more like humorous or goofy, or you saw some random homeless person doing something crazy, or you blew out a tire and you had to say somewhere weird and you missed shows, and there's some story behind that. But the craziest thing that happened was a Texas in July tour where we were supposed to do co-headliner shows with Within the Ruins. We played 6 out of 18 shows.
Did we even play 6 of them?
We played 6 out of 18. We did routing shows on the way.
Yeah, but I only remember playing 3.
I think a light just went out. Oh shit! My light just died.
Now you look like shit.
I know.
No, I'm kidding. You look fine.
Whatever. I won't plug it.
You look fine. It doesn't matter.
Actually, I can fix it here.
Look at that.
Interrupt the stream for this.
It's almost like this guy knows technology.
ISO, baby. But yeah, so we played 6 out of 18 shows. Transmission blew in Montana. That week wasn't that bad for me. Do you remember why?
I don't.
When we were stuck in the hotel room in Miles City, the World of Warcraft expansion came out that week. So I was playing World of Warcraft the whole time, and I was loving it.
That was once we got to Miles City. We first broke down in a town called Broadus, Montana, with a population of 400 something.
Type of city where they have a bowling alley / laundromat / casino / restaurant.
Yes, and one bar.
Yeah.
And one mechanic.
Yeah.
Who couldn't get a new transmission for a week because it was a couple days before Thanksgiving.
The guy that drove us back to Broadus had a gun mounted in his Bronco, and like
he was the sheriff.
he was the hunter. He's like hunting gear.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the sheriff or something.
No, the sheriff was there. He was a friend of the sheriff's.
Okay.
Because everybody knows each other, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some guy in an old Bronco picked us up. He had like the drug rug in the back. It was like it was like perfect. It was like right out of a movie. Like we're watching Yellowstone or some shit. I went to go back to the room, and y'all got jumped by Wyoming contractors at a bar because they didn't like that Joel was Canadian or something.
I wasn't there. I was still in my room also, but yeah, the guys went to a bar. The local dickheads were making fun of our Canadian photographer, so our guys decided to leave the bar.
Of all things.
Right. Our guys decided to leave the bar. The drunk rednecks followed them out, tried to start a fight. Our guys started running. The drunk rednecks got in their truck and chased him down, and everyone got away but Ben, and they beat the shit out of Ben. It was bad.
Ben comes back to my room. I'm on the phone with my mom. He walks in and he looks like he got mauled by a bear. It was bad. Horrible.
Blood pouring out of his face everywhere. Yeah, it was
all
bad.
busted. Foot
They broke his toe.
Yeah.
They broke his toe from kicking it. Dude, it was...
And then, after all that happened, Adam gets pericarditis, which is a heart infection in the sac around his heart. So we get to Canada. He's dying. We're like, you're driving 24 hours through a blizzard just to get us back on the tour. We play 30 minutes in London, Ontario, and then the next day in Hamilton at the Underground. We don't even play, and we make the most money we've ever had because of merch.
It was sympathy money.
Yeah, the promoter paid us for the show.
Yep.
And then we drove the fuck home. We just went home after that.
Yep.
They had a couple
Do you feel
shows
like
left.
that was the beginning of the end?
Yes.
I do too. I do feel like that was the final straw that was like, okay, this is all done.
The breaking point. Maybe.
Yeah, because then we canceled a European tour after that too, because somebody suggested that we do the tour without Adam with the fill-in drummer. We were like, no fucking way, and we canceled the tour.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I also feel like it was, if not the beginning of the end, it was the first thing that tipped the scales in that direction for sure.
Yeah.
Alani Nu got the best of me. I tried to hold it, but yes, Chris, I made it an appointment with my urologist.
I was about to say, it's that enlarged prostate, buddy. You're getting old.
I don't think it's enlarged.
I would believe that.
I don't think it's enlarged.
No, it's probably not. I'm
The
just
piss
busting your
bottles
balls.
have followed me home.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. You've also been known to be a handyman of sorts.
I've heard this.
What's the wildest thing you've had to fix in a pinch on tour?
Oh, I fixed our bus.
See? I knew it. I knew there would be something.
We pull up to the bus. We parked at the ERRA Wawa. It was we used Pullman, which is Bandwagon has
it's
a
like
competitor
the
now.
new Bandwagon.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
Yoda. They're great. Please give us a discount. This is, you'll love this. So I show up, half the electric stuff's not working. None of the bunk outlets work. So I'm the guy. I'm always the one handling stuff, and I usually don't mind because I feel like, pull my bootstraps up, man. You know, get this done. Cody hands me the phone. He's talking to the bus company, and I'm a little more electronic inclined. So I'm like pulling off panels. We're at Walmart, so I had to go in the Walmart and get a multi-tool and a multimeter. So now I have some tools. I got a tester, and I'm like going through the stuff. I'm like now in the cabin stuff of the bus where the like electrical bay is, like it's just wires everywhere. It's like, cut the red wire, don't cut the blue wire. You know, I'm like, this is Mission Impossible. And so I was talking to one of their techs, and then we got another guy on the phone. So they were like waiting on me, get some answers. And it turns out like, a device had failed that converts like the shore power to the generator power. So, and it was like on two lines, and one line was active and one wasn't. So our options were to join them together and never have shore power, or wait. And it's 240. So I'm like not really excited to maybe die tonight.
Yeah.
So I was like, can I do this? And they were like, honestly, you might be the first guy we've ever talked to that works for a band or is in a band that we would actually trust doing this. And I was like, yes.
All
My ego
of that
is
makes
through the
sense.
roof.
Nothing surprises me about that.
But yeah, I like my phone library was just like full of photos of like different parts that I was sending during the call, trying to figure it out, and then firm handshakes when I got back into the bus. But yeah, this shit never ends. It's funny.
I feel like I remember at some point
I've definitely fixed a bunch of stuff for the Texas rig.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you rewiring the cable harness to the trailer lights.
Yeah, it
like
dragged
by hand or
through
something.
Oakland. At the Oakland hotel. Yeah,
yeah, and I remember you just man shitting it back together. It was pretty impressive.
Bunch of E-tape and
Man shitting it.
Yeah, that's some man shit.
I hope this wire controls the lights, because if it doesn't, we're gonna have brakes times 3.
Hey, it's impressive. It's good to have a guy like you on the road.
It saves us so much
anything.
time and money too. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely occasions when you don't want to have to wait until 2 a.m. for some guy from AAA to show up with a battery just so you can drive 2 hours. But yeah, again, like this life we chose was crazy and super volatile, and one small thing can make you lose so much money.
Derail the whole thing.
Derail the whole thing.
Yep.
But yeah,
absolutely.
So yeah, I commend and I recommend anybody who wants to be in a band, like, get some skills. Come in with skills, as helpful as you can be, self-sufficient, whether you're making like your own ad mats, or you can fix the van, or you can be your own tech. Like, all that shit saves you so much headache for so long.
So Mark Nielsen is one of the owners of Yoda Coach.
Mm-hmm. I talked to Mark. That was one of the guys I talked to. He's great.
one of my greatest friends, but he was my bus driver.
Oh, no shit.
Well, first he drove our bandwagon, then he drove when he got a CDL and moved over. That's a whole nother story.
For Motionless?
Yeah, he was our bus driver. He was that guy. Mark could fix anything. Mark could go into your house and remodel the entire motherfucker by himself.
Well, that checks out, because I FaceTimed him the vehicle and we were able to determine the failure.
That dude is
a very knowledgeable guy.
He can fix anything. If I ever had something catastrophic happen, I'd probably call Mark.
And just for their sake, the vehicle was great, and it was just something out of their control.
I mean, that happens.
Something just failed.
That happens in every bus. It's not unique to them.
It happens
no,
in your car.
No bus is invulnerable. Literally every single tour we've done, something's gone and broke, but it's not really the vehicle's fault. It just happens.
Big heavy shift.
Shit. Yeah.
Big heavy shift here. I'm curious because you've been a part of the industry for a minute now. What is your perspective on the way the industry has shifted to have, TikTok and social media become such a prominent role in music's growth and existence today?
I have a great example of this. On the Architects tour, the opening band, it's called Holy Water. Love them to death. I've never bonded so quickly with a group of guys. They're the nicest dudes. That was their first tour. And their Spotify numbers are like 700K monthly. They get tons of views on their socials. They're anomaly. And they're phenomenal live. They didn't act like it was their first tour at all. Their music is great.
That's awesome.
They're just literally, whatever they're doing, they just need to keep doing it because it's freaking working. Their approach to their reels and their socials is very modern comparatively to ours. Like, I feel like a boomer when it comes to approaching.
Mm-hmm. I need to go check out their socials now.
Dude, they do all vertical stuff. They have they had their merch guy like on stage with them, like prepping reels every single day, doing the text over show stuff, like hitting all the boxes of like what you're supposed to be doing and what generates like clicks and hits the engagement right and hits the algorithm right. Like, they got that figured out. So I'm out there with a clipboard watching this band. I've been touring for 10 years and I'm studying the opener because they're doing something that I don't understand and I'm not good at. And I'm like, what can I learn from this? Because it's working so well for them. I mean, as a person who's obsessed with technology, it's so hard to keep up with sometimes. Like, it's moving so fast. We have AI to deal with now.
It's fucking impossible to keep up with, in my opinion. I just can't do it.
Yeah. It's so important, like, because we're constantly trying to adapt to the changes in environment and the landscape as far as like gaining fans and keeping our music in the right audiences and ears. So if you don't keep up with those changes and avenues, like you're just going to get left behind.
Yeah.
And I hate how it makes me feel. Like I hate using those platforms because it's Ruby. Uh-oh. Yeah, it feels like so toxic sometimes and like bad for your health, but it's so important for us as a business. Like it's a necessary evil,
Right. Absolutely. There's also a piece of it that feels like it's like devaluing this thing that you put so much of your time and effort into to have to like distill it down to these like short attention grabby clips.
Yeah,
too.
it feels inauthentic.
It feels icky for sure.
Yeah.
It does. I can appreciate that it is a valuable tool for business and growth and all that stuff. And I appreciate that it's there. It does feel icky though. It definitely feels icky.
You have to play the game a little bit, and I'm not knocking anybody that does it. Like more power to them.
Totally not.
I wish I had that capacity, but yeah, it's hard, and
it's hard for us because we
I try to
come
be
up
offline
like that.
as much as I can, but it's maybe hurting me.
Oh, I mean, like Josh said, we didn't grow up with it. I feel like it is something for younger artists that's going to be easier for them to embrace and adapt and utilize too. But like we're all MySpace generation guys.
Yeah. But what does that say for? What does that say for the older guys that are trying to make it that aren't successful yet?
Just get somebody that knows how to do it. Like put somebody on payroll that.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost does the media for you.
We've had this conversation a couple of times. It's almost become a situation where your content guy is as important as your front of house guy.
Absolutely.
Which is bizarre to even think about. But I mean, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. Bands are selling more tickets after tours start because of the FOMO effect, because of the content that they're posting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah. Like, but that is also an example of how it is a valuable tool and can work in your favor. But it does suck that you have to, rely on that these days.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest difference between 15 years ago or however long and now is you don't learn. There's no word of mouth. There's no local whole like show flyer that you see. No. It's all online. And the easier it is for you to, sift through that or like, get your stuff on top of all that in front of the right people, the better off you are. Because that's how people find out what you do and like hear your stuff or put your song on a reel that goes viral or like do something goofy and it just happens to feature something about your band. It's like, I like this song too, like, or whatever.
Right.
But figuring out how to adjust with that change, no more CDs and tapes,
No more CDs and tapes.
Well, we've been talking Euro for a while, so I'm going to start to wind it down here.
I gotta pee.
We'll get to this last bit real quick.
Yeah, it's fine.
I did exactly what I said I was going to do and forgot to mention the Architects tour at the top, but you just brought it up. So
you just got home. That.
I know, and I knew it was going to happen.
He said, remind me. And I said, we're going to start off with it. Why do I need to remind you?
Because I knew I was going to forget.
And then I forgot.
This is the beginning of the podcast.
So you just got home from that. How was that tour? That tour gave me FOMO because they're one of my favorite bands in the world and on my bucket list to tour with. So how was it?
Great. They're all sweethearts. The shows were sick. Very, very smooth. Probably one of our best tours we've ever done. I mean, there's nothing greater than just like going to shows every day and everything goes right and people are happy. Like, that's what everybody wants every time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, another slam dunk in the books. That's
awesome. Cool. Well, that being said, what's next for you guys? What do you guys have coming up? What's the picture looking like for the next however long?
Nothing. We're off for the rest of the year.
Are you happy about that?
Yes, for now. I'm going to get super complacent though. And I have 3 goals in this off time. Gym routine, which I got a gym membership. I've gone once. It was last week though, so I feel like I'm all right. I got a new vocal coach, so I'm going to be doing some more vocal training. And then this is the hardest one. Bye-bye. No more nicotine.
I believe in you.
I don't. I'm gonna try though.
Me either, but I'm just trying to be encouraging.
Yeah. So personally, I have a lot to do, but yeah, the band is off unless something comes up. But
next year, like
I can't say.
Okay,
but it will be next year. Everything, all the cool stuff that I would love to talk about, I can't say, and it's all
understood. I mean,
it's all
we
happening
get how that
in
goes.
a few months. Just know that there'll be a little bit of radio silence from September through the holidays.
You guys have been going pretty hard for the past few years,
2 years,
so it's time for you guys to you deserve a break at this point.
But if you're expecting new music, just look at the dates of when we put our records out and do the math. You'll figure it out.
So there's a little bit of fun involved.
Counting, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this last little thing we call our day sheet round, which is just a lightning round. I'm gonna throw some questions at you. Just hit me with whatever comes to mind first.
Sick. All right.
First album you ever bought?
Oh, 311 self-titled.
Wow.
No, actually, I don't know if it's self-titled. Whatever has down on it, the blue record. I think it is self-titled.
I think it is.
We'll go with that because I don't know.
Record at Tape Traders in Serena Park. I was 8.
I miss that store so much.
Yep.
Dream tour lineup that you guys would be on.
How big do I think I am?
It doesn't matter. In this scenario, this scenario, it can be anything
feasible?
you want.
Okay.
It could be just anything at all.
I would love to tour with more I would love to go on a Breaking Benjamin Linkin Park tour. But I would also love to tour with bands like Misery Signals and bands that don't really even exist anymore. Like Misery Signals, Bury Your Dead era. That would be crazy.
That would be sick. That would be very sick.
That would be sick.
Well, give us a 5-band lineup.
Parkway would be nice. We've done festivals with them.
Give us a lineup.
Right.
5 bands, a tour package. Give it to us right now. You know what? Make it 4. Make it 4.
You might be onto something because a Breaking Ben Linkin Park tour would be fucking massive.
Yes, it would.
Let's do Bad Omens, Deftones, Parkway, the Ghost Inside era.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Whoever you got to call to make that tour happen, start it because I'm in.
Probably not the right order, but close enough.
We'll let them figure out any version of that. I'm in. Let's go.
I'll open. I'll play 2 songs for that tour.
I'll play the parking lot for that tour. I don't care. Go to gas station snack on tour.
Oh, that's so hard. Pick a gas station.
Sheets.
Can't eat much of this anymore because I found out I'm lactose intolerant, but the Wisconsin fried mac and cheese bites.
Oh, they're so good.
Worth the stomach ache. Worth the diarrhea.
They're so good.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily the lactose that's messing you up. I think it's whatever else because it fucks my stomach up too. And I'm not lactose.
Deep fried cheese is just a recipe for everybody's misery, to be fair. So
yeah.
What's one song you wish that you had written? Any song in the entire history of music?
Oh, that's a really good question. God, I don't know. Stairway to Heaven?
Okay, that might actually be one that beats out what I was going to say. It's like, I'll take some of that Enter Sandman money, but Stairway to Heaven might have that beaten.
Probably a Beatles song, if I'm just thinking about...
Yeah.
As far as the songs I'm obsessed with, in respect, it's probably a Killswitch Engage song in there that I just...
End of Heartache.
Yeah, End of Heartache would be one.
My Last Serenade for Killswitch is the perfect song in my opinion.
Any song that you can go... Tools the Pot, any song that you go to a festival, System of a Down, Chop Suey. I would love to be write at least one song in my career that everybody knows, and every time it's played, the crowd is just going to be absolutely roaring the lyrics with you, and that's not even a prideful thing. That's just I'm part of something bigger than me,
right?
And it's fun to be responsible for it at least.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Good choice. Correct choice. Because there is a correct answer to that one. And
there definitely is.
If you said coffee or Ghost energy drinks, it would be different.
You like the Ghost ones?
Oh yeah, that's my guilty pleasure.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't even tried it, so I can't judge.
They
so good.
I'm a coffee snob.
If
that's
by
the only
weird
reason
you
I did
mean
that.
rock hard, yeah.
No, not that. Not that kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, well, we're gonna go ahead.
Who's the messiest bandmate on your bus?
Oh God, are they watching this?
I don't know. You don't have to out them if you don't want to. You can just say whether or not it's you. And I know it's not you.
No, I clean a lot. Nobody's really messy. I would say certain people in our band, and this is kind of how every band is. There's not everybody has that like mental awareness to be like, oh, I share this space with 8 other people. But also at the same time, everybody's standard for cleanliness is different. Mine is pretty high. So when I think it's bad, it's really not that bad. I just want a pristine bus.
Sure.
All the time. And that's not really fair. So holding them to my standard is tough. And that's one of the things that actually makes me want to get off the road. It's like, I'm tired of being in this vehicle,
cleaning up after
to play parent. But that's not really their fault. That's just like, that's a me problem. Nobody really is that bad. Everybody's pretty good at isolating their filth if they have to.
I'll allow you to give the PR response. That's fine.
No, seriously, I believe
it's
you. It's pretty equally not that messy, but not amazing.
I believe you. I'm just fucking with you.
I would say me and Jesse are the most anal about it.
Well, everything about that tracks. Nothing about that is shocking in any way.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest fan gift you've ever received?
Weirdest?
Yep.
Here, it's not weird, but I think this is cool.
Okay. We'll accept cool also.
I have been obsessed.
I hope it's a little boo-boo.
With antiques and thrifting lately. So, oh God, there's so many of these. So I recently bought a glass hand just for all my bracelets that I've gotten, and I have so many. I need another hand.
I think that's cool.
They call it candy in EDM world. I love all the candy. Please keep making these and bring these to me. I keep everything that I'm given, even if it's dog shit. I keep everything because I know how special this stuff can be for some people, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh my God, this guy!" But I really
You're
do.
a fucking sweetheart.
I do keep
that?
everything. I have boxes of shit and bins. Even like mixed CDs from people's local bands. I have them all. T-shirts, whatever you've given me, I have it.
One day awesome. You're going to look back on that and show your kids or grandkids or whatever and be like, this is, see, I'm telling y'all, I was cool at one point.
Yeah, this thing's
cool. People used to give me shit.
Yeah, I think that's fucking cool. All right, I've got one more day sheet question for you, and then Josh has a walk away question for you.
I have 2 questions. I have one day sheet question for both of y'all.
Okay. Well, let me hit him with this first.
Yeah, go. I'm saying.
If you weren't in a band, what do you think you would be doing today?
IT. Yeah.
Literally not a better job for you that's not music related. That's awesome.
Not even swimming.
How am I making money doing that?
Yeah, well, Michael Phelps did.
I still swim. I swam last week. Well, I'm not that good too. Yeah, I would say something that I'm making something like maybe some sort of like construction job, like probably more in the
something with your hands.
Yeah, I just love crafting, Yeah. That's probably why I play a lot of video games that involve like very repetitive menial tasks and grinding, because I love...
You would be really good in the IT work. I always call you when I have terrible, annoying tech questions of any sort.
You are very knowledgeable in a lot of this stuff, and you're like me in that you love figuring shit out on yourself, especially when it's like learning how to use a tool properly to its full capacity. Like I love that about you. That's exactly how I am. Plus, I'm like stubborn and prideful, so I'm not going to call anybody.
At least you know.
Yeah,
at least you're aware.
I'll learn the bare minimum. Here's my question for both of you.
Okay.
What was it like being in a band with Adam Gray?
The best thing ever.
I mean, with fear of disappointing my current drummer. Yeah, he's. I love touring with him.
Not his drumming ability. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the human.
I'll tell you what. I do feel like he's turned into a different beast since Texas came to an end. Like I feel like he's gotten somehow even funnier and crazier since the band went away.
But he's also at the same time become more of a person.
Yeah,
that guy is one of very few people that I can say that I've met over the years that is one of one.
Oh,
yeah, truly one of one.
Yeah, he's like a Chris Farley, Rodney Dangerfield type.
Yeah,
he's not even just on the humor spectrum, just like so out there and unique. And there's not a single person that hasn't met him that doesn't love him.
What's weird about him to me is that he has that insane humor side. But he's also very, very smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
And handy.
And he also loves to like learn a lot about stuff and play dumb and then throw like really insane knowledge at you. Just to, like everything he does is for the bit.
Yeah.
Like he got really smart for the bit. You know what I mean? Like it's
he can like juggle and skate and
yes.
I think he can draw now. He like draws.
Yep,
paints.
dude. We walked into a music store on an off day on this last tour, and he sat down at a piano randomly and just started ripping, and we're all like,
when the fuck did he
when
learn
did
piano?
you learn piano?
Dude, he's just like, I don't know, like the dude's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
in the best way though.
It's crazy. All right, last question. If you got a 5-minute phone conversation with JT the day he got the call to join or try out for Texas in July, fill in whatever it was, what would the message be? Besides, turn back now. Chris Davis guy is trouble.
So much, Chris.
Okay.
Leave all your shorts at home.
How about leave all your shorts and your Captain America t-shirts at home?
I was thinking about the exact outfit, the white Captain America cutoffs. Yep. There was so many like, oh God, why did I wear that? Or like, why did I do that moments? But yeah, it's like, even if I was able to call myself, like I wouldn't have listened. You know, I would have been like, what does he know? He's just me.
Leave your shorts at home is a good one.
It's dumb that I have to even think about that, like how important like the image is. But yeah, it's like all that shit matters. Like, why do you think I wear like the jacket and the outfit every day? Like,
your rig looks good.
I like it too. Like, I definitely think it's better than wearing whatever you normally wear, but or whatever I normally wear, I guess.
Yeah, Chris dresses like shit. I agree.
Yeah. But this isn't like 2010 Warped Tour where you can get away with gym shorts and the double X small from Hot Topic that you had. That was just the style. And now with the change in social media, like this perception or like what these shows are supposed to look like, all those little pieces of the cogs matter.
Yeah.
And this isn't me like revealing anything. Like you guys like when bands look good. And I don't mind dressing up. It's fine.
And this is my PSA to all.
At least I can wear my Doctor Strange shirt at home. You know,
this is my PSA to all upcoming bands out there. Leave your shorts at home.
Okay, leave your shorts at home,
unless your legs are fully tattooed.
Even then, maybe leave your shorts at home.
Yeah.
Why you don't like shorts?
You're in a beatdown band. And your legs are fully tatted and you're jacked.
I hate
you can wear shorts.
Really?
But,
why?
Yeah.
What's your beef with shorts?
I don't know. Every time I see pictures of people in shorts, I'm just like,
oh, you don't like shorts either?
No, on stage. Just on stage. I'm wearing shorts right now.
I don't like shorts in general, but I definitely don't like them on stage.
Well, I got big legs, so I don't have a choice. Everything looks like skinny jeans on me.
Move to Florida and you'll become, you'll think differently.
I won't move to Florida because I don't hate myself.
Dude, I've never seen Connor's legs, ever. I have no idea what they look like.
Yeah, me and
Alex's
Connor
legs,
are...
no idea.
Me and Connor are soulmates.
Do you own shorts?
Yeah, of course. I wear shorts.
I've never seen your legs. I
don't think I have either.
I typically only wear shorts.
You could be
like
a cybernetic organism, and I would never know.
It's true. You never know, and you never will know.
Are your legs tattooed?
I've got a couple small ones.
Yeah, I think
okay.
Anyway, that was a wild tangent. JT, thanks for coming on and chatting with us for a bit, man. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
Hey everyone, Chris here, and I just wanted to take a second to say thanks for watching today's episode. You can check out more episodes of Late for Load-In on the right side of your screen and find any applicable links to this episode in the description down below. There you'll also find a link to our Patreon, which is the most direct way to support the show, and it's only $1 a month. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to follow us on all social platforms, at Late for Load-In, at Chris_TGI, at Josh Carell. See you guys next week.